We did go to the queen. We talked with her. And then we had this weird feeling, suspicion that something was wrong. Um, and we went to with Delian leading us. We decided that we were going to end slavery in Stormbrook, and we went to the temple because something was amiss. Then later, Delian got hit by One Punch Man and took her out. And she's fine. We saved her, thankfully. But there was a battle, and we figured out that our sending, or who's someone sending to the queen, is what set off Rashad, and he took off. No, that was wrong.
No, that's correct.
Okay.
The sending spell was sent to him,
Someone's
and,
message was sent, and that
and then
alerted
the three
Rashad.
assassins work for him. So like, there's three assassins. They all do poison damage. So it's gonna be a fun day.
Yeah.
Pretty much, AKA put Gnome in front. He's now our tank. Why? He's immune to poison.
It was the second sending that was sent to the spies that were working with Delian.
You're right.
They had double crossed somehow because they knew that Delian was having spies being initiated, and so they were hired to be hired by Delian. It's convoluted and strange, so I don't know.
Booker was actually a part of the party at that time. It happened a while ago. As Delian has been trying to rebuild the temple, she has hired help. And upon the seat of the throne in the Temple of Ivona, Delian hired a few of these helpers, basically. Was hiring people. And she just basically threatened them, but like didn't use any magic or anything to try to feel out their intentions. And she basically she brought them on. And Booker has basically tried to put it together. And he's done a pretty good job of it. You guys are right outside the temple right now in the city of Stormbrook. And as the freedom of all the slaves are being done, Anto, why don't you roll a d20 and see how good the results are for our slaves?
Do you want to use your advantage that you got from last week for solving the case?
Well, you would get advantage because Gnome would be helping out regardless, and he knows the most about freeing slaves.
This is not an advantage roll. Sometimes these are just situational rolls. This is determining based upon your guys' plan, how well it was executed. 8. Anto, roll a d20. Another d20, please.
Another one? Okay.
That's how much trouble we're in.
Oh, natural 20.
The city sounds chaotic, but it started to quell down. It's been about a few hours. Remember, Anto, you look down at the spyglass. The slave market, as you can assume, has been overdone. Delian is dead, or basically brought back to life outside, and the priest that brought her back to life went inside. What do you guys do?
We had the bunch of us went to the pub. I know Vernon and I were like, "You want to fucking go drinking right now?" And we went. And then I believe we took Delian with us. Like we were going back to put her somewhere. And then Anto headed off separately.
Okay.
Gnome
What do you guys
says
want? What I'm just trying to figure out what everybody's going to do. Are we all going to the pub with Savvy, or are we splitting the party?
Well, so I'm not splitting up. It's just where I'm open. I go around and shut my hand off. After that, I drink a potion of healing to see if it stops the bleeding.
You even
What a
maybe
vibe.
What a
I love
vibe.
that.
What a way to start the day.
Whoa.
you need like a leather belt or something so you can fight on that, so you
Have
don't,
my axe. Wait.
pass out from trying to sever
Yeah.
your own hand.
Yeah. Well,
Anto, are you trying to cut off your own hand?
yeah. I do have a
Why?
hatchet. I
You,
So the Usurkers was not like on board with the promise that I made, but I wasn't. Ante was intent of keeping the promise. Like, uh, when you make a promise, you gotta keep it. It's like some sort of pride. Like, come on, if, I'm not one to break an oath. So, uh,
what is?
it is a stupid
wh-
decision,
Just
but
two questions I have for you, the player, and not Anto himself. One, are you doing this in front of us? And
No,
two,
he went
no.
around back or
okay,
something,
okay,
right?
all right,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Yes, yes. Like you would say, like you guys start walking to the tavern, I go around the corner.
Okay, that answers my second question, because I thought you were just straight up doing this in the middle of a town square, just hacking your
Yeah,
hand off on the ground.
That
yeah.
sounds about right.
Not being very sneaky about it, really.
Yeah, yeah.
You're just there.
So okay, all right. You don't know where Anto is.
You want to hear something fall out back?
You
Like a
guys are
pig hitting a
inside,
pig.
having a good time, doing it. Anto, you raise the hatchet, and you've cut off many a limb in battle. But cutting off your own hand is what is the promise that you made to the Siricross? The slaves have been freed. The chaos of the city has started to swell down, and at any moment you feel like an assassin could strike you, right? As the assassins were just like out and about, they tried to kill Delian, and in this back alleyway outside the pub, you decided it's the best time to chop your own hand off.
Yeah.
What is the promise that you made to Siricross? You pull out your hatchet, you're like basically put your hand over a trash can in the alleyway of some kind, or
Yeah,
just some scrap.
like a
And
barrel or
near
something.
a nearby bum like sipping on booze in an alleyway, he looks over at you, he's like, oh, just kind of mildly entertained by maybe what's happening.
This after or before I cut my own hand?
He's not. Well, what is the promise that you made to Usurkos to cut your own arm off? Because slavery has been freed. The slaves have
Well,
been freed.
well, from what I remember, the promise was to take out the root of the slavery, which was at the moment Rashad at the place. We did not take him out. He managed to escape, and this feels more like a temporary sort of thing because
You're mad about it?
yeah, sort of. I saw this coming from a mile away, and we couldn't do anything about it. So it feels more of a defeat of some sort, and not doing this in Anto's mind, not doing this, it would be more of like a running away from the promise that I made myself, that I made to Isheracross, that Isheracross did not want to partake in. That if I don't do this, I'm always going to be a coward running away from my responsibilities. And if I set out to do this, I failed to do this, I gotta man up to the responsibility of the fact that I gotta do this. If I don't, I will always run away.
Do you remember what Usurkos said to you about that, though? She thought it was very barbaric.
Yeah, very stupid. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Very like it was not on board with it, but it's
This you
Anto's
have
own
you have the axe in your hand, and you know you're a sellsword. You're not like a knight, but maybe you feel that compassion to be good, and your failure for letting one of the leaders of the Lynx out of your grasp. Make a make an intelligence roll.
I'm not. I'm smart. I'm smart. It's intelligence saving
I mean,
throw.
yeah, it's not a saving throw. It's just an intelligence roll. You're actually rolling an attribute.
Oh, where is it? Where is it? I got a 2.
Natural one. You raise the axe up, and you look down at your own hand, and you know there's so much that you do in life that like losing one of your hands would be detrimental. How would you be able to hold your shield up to fight the forces of evil? What do? You bring it down and chop it off?
Which
Yes.
hand is he?
The hand that I'm cutting off is the one that would be the one for the shield, obviously.
Your left hand?
I would try to aim towards like around the forearm, around the middle, trying to aim to that spot specifically there. A nice clean cut. I'm not smart. This is a stupid idea, but I feel like I should do this. So
You did roll a natural 1 as well.
yes.
Least
When we have to do a
Consequences.
con save because like
smartest place to
like cutting your own limb, that's pretty painful.
Shit.
like the joint is one thing. Taking it off at the joint is one thing. However, going direct straight to the
With the
bone.
Yeah, I think this is that scene in Hannibal Lecter or whatever that fucking movie is, like above or below the wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you want like half of it, or like a quarter of it.
Yeah.
You do the
What do you
hand
do?
or you do the elbow.
What do you do? How far do you go down?
You're like right in the middle of the forearm, right there. Just,
Oh, you'll
That's
be
it.
screaming in pain.
The
I
hash
will.
is just stuck in your bone.
So about halfway down the forearm, and then the axe is sharp. Like you've kept it sharp, and you grit your teeth and you clench your jaws. You raise your axe. The blade is glinting in the dim light, and with the swift, decisive strike, you sever your own hand. Blood is spurting from the wound. You lose probably about, a third of your HP, right?
I guess so. That's why I have healing potions in hand. I'll be checking those. Like
In what hand?
Sugars.
In what hand?
In the one hand that I still have.
As the pain sears through your body, you feel a sense of relief, and sort of this redemption washes over you. You know that your actions will never fully erase the shame of your betrayal to Ysiracross, but you're determined to make amends whatever way you can. And with one hand gone now, you resolve to fight harder and stronger than ever before, determined to prove your loyalty and honor. And you uncork one of the healing potions and drink it?
Mm-hmm.
And with that, it starts to seal up. It doesn't regenerate the hand, but it just starts to seal over it, and you see the stump begin to kind of form. Roll the healing potion, HP.
So how much damage I will be taking now?
You took 1/3 of your HP. Whatever your total HP is, you take 1/3 of that. As you lose a lot of buzz, you get kind of woozy, and you see the hand there, and the bum in the alleyways like screams a little bit, and gets up. He's pretty old, and he's kind of like slow moving, and he shuffles out with a bunch of like rags and robes on him, and he leaves like his quote unquote belongings inside the alleyway as he runs probably to get a guard.
There's a crazy man around here. Yeah, here we go.
There's a crazy man right here. He says bleeding out of his.
You roll 8 hit points.
Yep.
And the stump kind of begins to form, and you look down. It's kind of weird. Like you see your hand that's like not on your body. It's got to be kind of like a surreal experience. Like the hand you're so familiar with,
Woo, I'm sweating over here. Let's go. Oh.
Let's go back inside to Booker and Savvy and Gnome. I guess they're all inside of the tavern. Is that correct?
Yeah.
I think for purposes for now, Barnon is keeping watch of Belly and Elwood. Just sort of staying guard to make things make sense for where they
Helping
are.
her get to a room and stuff like that. Get her settled. Yeah. Yeah.
Delian is probably resting inside the Temple of Ivonia. Because that's where her like house is, right? You guys want her to be with you?
Well, I mean, it would make more sense for her to stay with the rest of the clerics to keep watch over her.
But to be honest, an attack just occurred there.
Yeah, she'd probably come with us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you guys do? She's she is probably quite. Remember how Steve was kind of acting before with her? She's
Mm-hmm.
probably quite quiet. You know, she's very reserved. You know, Delian, in a way, feels that she's really powerful, but she hired some of these quote unquote guardsmen, and she thought they were safe, but they're not. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and she feels kind of ashamed with that.
Yeah, but she'd
Um,
probably not say that. She'd probably put on a
yeah,
strong
she
face.
just has this like loathing, right, about her.
Right.
What
We'll
do you
put
guys
her
do?
up in a room, give her some ale. Wait, how old is she?
15?
Give
15
her
or
some ale.
14?
She's fine.
Yeah.
She's old enough. Here, this'll numb it, and then go upstairs.
The tavern is actually full of celebration, and the tavern is actually full of celebration as people are happy that slavery has finally ended. Some of the free slaves are in there. The slave marks are still there, but people are saying if they want to get their marks removed, they can go down by the docks, and the guards and so forth are forcing the slavers that have been captured to undo the markings. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna nudge Booker and be like, I never got this much celebration in my fights. Good for you guys.
But slavery is, you know,
It's
finally over. I can free some of the slaves if you want me to, like if they want to, but this is a great celebration right now.
no, they're already free. Also, uh, Savine, it's
Savvy, it's
some,
fine.
it's somewhat bittersweet, with, especially the events that just unfolded as well.
Yeah. Still, revel in this.
Where's did Anto came with us, didn't he? Or did he? You know what? He probably went back to the house to go free his slaves.
Oh, okay.
Knowing
Delian says, Anto is right.
about
Well,
What's he right about? I mean, I'm not arguing, but
also,
but what's he right about?
She lets out a sigh. She says, I'm ashamed my God did not foresee this sooner. We
Oh,
sent the
no
message, Booker,
worries.
and it almost cost me my life.
do apologize on that.
well, be happy that you have a second chance in life. Cherish it.
I will.
Just
What
don't
should
be
we
as
do?
reckless.
Well, I
She
don't
just kind
know.
of sighs, like as she says, "Don't be as reckless." But you feel that like that's kind of like a part of her nature. It's just like burn shit up. I mean, last game, if you guys remember, she burned up her own words in front of the queen.
Yeah.
Also, Delian does not take well to be ordered around, so just a
Yeah.
natural thing of teenage rebellion.
Yeah. It's
The-
okay, guys. I got it. I'm gonna just kind of like lead her here. Girl, I've seen so many people fall, but no one's ever stood up again like you. So I think you need a drink and you need to go take a rest. Here, I'll help you. I'll help you with your stuff. Let's get you laid down. Let's get you resting. Go pray to your God. Make sure she can, talk with your God, convene with your God, whatever you do. All that holiness shit. Go for it. I'll help you out. Come on, I'm gonna kind of like nudge her. Like, can I get a nail for this one?
Well, that means we have to stay on guard for her because, we don't want someone to try to kill her again.
that's
That's right.
quite well.
Barnon's got it.
Somehow she escaped the room while Barnon was watching. Should go check
You'll
on
just hear a
her.
clunk in the back.
Hey, you just
As
he's over. Just
let's go to back outside to Anto. You look down at your hand. How do you feel about it?
I feel stupid. The thing I should have done is
it's the afterthought that hurts worse.
yeah. I don't even attempt to grab the hand. I just leave it there. Start walking, searching for some sort of medical attention. Just to be on the safe side.
You know the best healer is actually Delian.
The person that was dead and then came back. Ah, some sort of like my ego, my pride will not allow me to seek help from Dillian.
You want to try to find a healer?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and attempt to find one.
You like wander off. You don't even look back at the hand that you chopped off. And people are being healed mostly near the slave market. Some minor healing. And you like wait in a line for a while for yourself to be healed, right? Certain people are like celebrating, and one of the slaves spots you, right? That's Lord Anto, right there. What are you doing in line, Anto?
Oh, I'm hiding, like with sort of like a sack or something. The missing limb. So,
Yeah, you got it like in your pocket or something, sure.
yeah.
Like you're
Uh,
like Napoleon, like you're like this in a way, like you got it in your sleeve.
Put it
Hold your deformity or whatever they used to
Nothing to
do.
see here.
cross arms, cross arms.
yeah. A little bit occupied in the moment. You can just keep on with your day. And please don't call me Lord. I'm not a Lord.
Well, what are you doing in the slave line? You're not a slave. People
I
are like,
am.
people are being like healed, and their brands are being removed, like in the line, right?
I am looking for something. Don't worry about it. You keep on going with your day. You're gonna be free soon, so don't worry about it.
You're acting awfully strange. Okay, I'll go, but this, this doesn't make any sense. And like the slave is just like partaking and just like kind of weirded out and just like takes
Can
off.
a person just take a walk around the town without being suspicious?
As you get up to the front of the line, the healer looks at you like, "You must have been injured in the fights. What? Where are you injured at?"
I'll show the limb and the missing limb where it's supposed to be.
What? This is freshly cut. You've already received some healing from it, haven't you?
Yeah, I drank something just in case. But I'd rather have a professional look at this.
That is no ordinary healing. That is. Those potions are quite expensive. Where did you get something like that? You can't possibly be a slave, and you're not
I
dressed like a lord.
I'm not a slave though, but I work for the Lord.
Which
Uh,
lord do you work for?
Lord Dillian.
The cardinal?
Yes.
Oh, what is your name?
Steven.
Even up. Make a deception roll. As he goes over and heals you for 5 hit points.
Do I get advantage on that one?
Someone gave you actually get disadvantage from diver.
Well, no, he already had the advantage from last game.
No,
let's
because
see his
all
grade.
those were used. I
Oh,
already cleared them out. I'm actually
damn
using
it.
my. I have my reward queue pulled up so I can click it.
Alright,
Roll with
so this
disadvantage, Anto.
on deception disadvantage. Let's go. 3?
Eve, I'll make sure to tell Delia and one of her bodyguards got hurt next time I see her. All right. He says next, and he like kind of shuffles you along.
You're not gonna take care of this?
I just did. I healed you for a little, but there's
Oh,
more to be healed here.
poor service around here.
Well, your body is strong. It will recover.
I didn't even get a lollipop. Alright, that's fine.
No lollipops allowed. And you just hear they're like, let's go back inside to
I'm gonna be heading towards the tavern. Where everybody
okay. Savvy and Booker and Gnome are back inside the tavern. You guys are drinking. Everybody's having a merry time, celebrating. Slavery is over! Yeah! And the barkeep is like, drinks are on the house! And Delian is not partaken. She's extremely melancholy. and you see the blood is still like on her robes, like near the center of her chest, where the assassin's blade pierced through the center, hitting her heart.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you guys do? You guys try to take Delian up to her room or something,
Mm-hmm.
like a room in the tavern?
Yeah.
I will not. I have my own quarters back at the temple,
Yeah,
savvy.
but you just got stabbed from the temple. In that temple. I wouldn't stay there if I were you. I just have a bad feeling about it. I mean, it's your temple. Gods forbid, but
It's
how could you
our
trust that
temple.
still?
What god do you believe in?
None.
You wouldn't understand then.
No, of course not.
You're a heathen.
But I'm just saying, as someone who fights a lot and has a lot of enemies, I wouldn't stay there yet.
Yeah, like if someone tries to kill me and then I go back there and be like, la 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 la, and then all of a sudden, let's say they have undercover people and then they're like, Dillian's still alive. Then they're like, okay, we have to kill this person again. So I think it's not a wise idea to be podcasting that you are still breathing and living.
Gnome is right. In shorter words, it would compromise the fact that they would know that you're still alive, and they would come back to a place they've already infiltrated.
And sorry,
No,
go ahead.
It's fine. Laying low is probably a good idea for at least right now.
And as you say that, everybody rolls a perception roll.
Oh no. Is she gonna cast Fireball?
Fireball. That's 6.
That's a 5.
That's a 13.
Roll a natural 19.
Oh,
The V rolls with disadvantage. from
I
where
don't
you
think
are.
it can get any lower than a 5. But if it hits a 1, I'm gonna laugh. It's still a 5.
All right.
It's still a
And
natural
as soon as you guys are talking about one of Delian's like servants or whatever, or like clergymen come into the bar. Cardinal, is that you?
I'm gonna
And
whip my sword, my weapon out, and turn around.
she gets really close because through all the crowded people, it's really hard to see. And as you whip out the sword, hold! And the cardinal looks at this person and says, Roger, is that you? Cardinal, we have news that it's important. You were in such a rush before and you left, but something has come into our possession and we've placed it in the vault. Well, what is it? Roger says, I was told not to touch it or look at it, and it's there, but one of our agents had brought it to us from across the sea, from Musad. It's a great fortune. It's in our possession. And it must be some relic or something of the darkness. And Delian, perks up a little bit. And she's like, the darkness must be destroyed. This is probably what Delian would say. I don't know.
No, I think you're very accurate to Steve right there. Yeah, listen, my lady, how long have you known this one? How well do you trust him?
This one I trust, but make an insight roll, Savi, against this person.
Okay.
How well can we trust Roger?
19.
Everything seems to be up and up. And Delian's like, all heretics must die.
I'm gonna lower my nice shiny blood red axe and just look him right in the eye.
And
Do
a
a little-
stranger, just in the crowded bar bumps into you as you're kind of trying to jostlate in some tight quarters, and beer gets spilled onto you.
I don't care. It's not the first time. She's used to it. She's just gonna stay looking directly. And if you are leading us into a trap, your head will be the first head I cut off. And then I'm just gonna put my weapon away.
I would never dare speak against Ivona and the Cardinal. What I say is true. There's something there. We put it into the vault. And if you wish, don't kill the messenger, please. And the Cardinal says, just stoically looks at him.
Well,
That was oddly specific. look at the rest of them. Do we trust?
I don't know. What should we do?
Well,
Probably would
the
have to wait
problem
for
with me
Anto.
that I never heard of that god ever, so to each their own.
I mean, should we stay here? Should we go back to the temple? I'd rather not. Especially
Time to get fucked up! Yeah!
Well, before we leave, I always wanted to do this to celebrate the freedom of slavery. I was taught how to play the piano a little bit. If there is a piano, I can play it here. If there isn't one, you know what?
You look around, like, this is not like a dueling piano thing. Like, instruments like that are, like, quite expensive. And probably it's been shuffled away, as there's really no bardic music in here, but people are just like, it is crowded in here now. Like, slaves probably weren't even allowed to really drink or partake and be seen without their masters too much, you know, outside of the residence. So, like, people are just ecstatic. And the cardinal says, shall we go to the vault and see what this is?
Let's just make sure that we have everyone together just in case this is an ambush. They already tried to kill you once, you know. Trick us once, shame on you. Trick us twice, shame on us. Trick us 3 times, and diggy dang, we're chicken dinners.
Demon, do not question my power.
I'm not questioning your power, but someone has already killed you once. If they try to kill you twice, it's not a wise idea.
The goddess Ivona will not stand for this heresy.
Okay, let's go find wherever Anto is and go.
And as you see that, Anto comes in the door. Anto, what are you doing?
I
As
need
you
a
come in,
drink!
like, how do you look? Are you hiding your stump though in your thing,
Yes.
or is it like out in the open?
I'm hiding it.
I buy.
Anto comes in. Well, speak of the devil, Delian says. Here again, he's probably off fucking whores.
Excuse
Aren't you a
you?
little young for that language?
I've heard many confessions from you so-called adults.
Fair enough.
Very out of.
Fair
You know
enough.
what?
Actually,
You know what?
yeah, I'm sorry, first of all.
Let's give Delian a little bit of a break. She did die today, so I'm gonna go reach over, pay for 2 drinks, and hold them both out to Anto.
Around the house.
Two
no,
drinks.
For them.
Okay, all right. I take my coin back.
2 drinks?
Save the money.
Well, I mean, you're going to have one too.
We're all having drinks.
Yeah! This guy's got a fucking instrument right here. Look at him, he's like a half demon or something. Play us a tune, you devil.
Where am I?
You're
We're
in
at
the
a
bar.
bar, remember?
Celebrating and
We're
hamming it up.
What did you get in?
We put.
Yeah, we
put
should
you
actually start rolling con saves so we keep on drinking beer
We
to see who
put
gets
you-
drunk first.
in front of Delian's door. Delian
Know
somehow
what?
got out to us, and we
Pardon?
don't know where you are.
You know
So
what? Let's
Barton-
celebrate so we can go to the area later. Let's have a drinking competition. Let's see who will be drunk last.
Barton's mingling.
I'll be busy performing for the crowd.
Who wants to
What do
join
you-
in with a drinking competition?
No offense. but I
A
gotta
relic of the
drink your
darkness
hot
arrives, and you all want to get pissed drunk, Delian says.
Oh, come on. It's the end of slavery. You know, my job will be a little bit easier.
No, you can drink to your heart's content, and then you can find us. How about that?
Think of the bigger
No, we're
picture. I
taking
lost
him with
all of my
us.
magical items.
magic items. Okay, let's go.
Without my
Um,
magical powers from those items, I am as frail as in this body. Why did Ivona not make me a man?
Because men are weak, and we are much smarter than men. Let's go.
That's right. That's right.
At this point, look at Save. You know, she is a very beautiful barbarian. You know, she can easily kick my ass any day of the week. No, don't insult
I could
your
probably
gender.
drink your weight too.
Hey, I can.
Considering I'm like
Come
6
on.
foot,
Come on.
I could outdrink you. Anyways, we'll have time for that later once we get Delian's sweet artifact, whatever the hell it's called, looked at. And come back.
Barton like brings out his cello probably and just starts playing it, but then everybody wants to leave. Barton, what's going on?
Oh,
We'll have
my
time for that
attention
later.
is needed elsewhere, it seems. I must part ways, but should be another performer around soon enough.
That's bullshit. All those fine, fancy people, and they ain't devils. They probably a devil player mean to.
Oh, you
We'll
humble
be
me.
back. We'll be back. We just grab Barton. We'll be back. We need him right now, but we'll be back. Don't worry.
You know what,
Let's
Borden?
go.
You know what, Borden? I will sing and you will strum a song. You know, it's gonna be funny.
Let's get out of
I've
here.
never heard you sing a tune before. No.
It's been a long time.
You guys are kind of continuing this conversation as you walk out into the streets of Stormbrook. Gnome, do you start singing?
No.
The streets are full of cheer and glee, Barnon. And you hear that, you know, you hear just, Barney, you probably listen to the crowd a lot, you know, picking up rumors and innuendo. You're good at sussing things out. The fight for slavery was not an easy one. You hear a few guards nearby saying they lost a few of their compatriots in freeing some of the slaves. So it was not a day without bloodshed, but it's overruled by this dichotomy of great celebration, as many, probably at least 20 to 30% of the population has been freed, right? And this would be thousands and thousands of people are now free. Anto went by the docks, and Barnon, you look at Anto, he looks a little off. His hand is like in his jacket, like suspiciously, and something seems off about him, Barnon.
He's kept his hand in his pocket this whole time.
Like in his jacket, kind of like Napoleon or something.
Okay.
He never does that.
Enta, are you hiding something of value?
Just a little bit cold. That's it.
Oh, I see. What is it cold out? Is he cold out?
As a tiefling.
I've never seen you one to care much for the weather before.
I mean,
It's springtime.
Everybody's got their time. Everybody's got their time.
I'm not one to keep secrets from, Anto. Please divulge what you are hiding in your pocket.
I don't know. I don't know what you care much about what I have in my pocket, but
I will hold person you again if you will tempt me.
I only have my hand. Don't worry about it. It's cool. I'm not gonna take my hand out.
Okay, you are freaking my intrigue. Why are you hiding your hand the way that you're hiding it?
I'm not hiding anything. It's just cold outside. You guys are making it weird now.
You know what? I have a great idea. As he starts druid crafting, and then all of a sudden he shows us he druid crafts a sundew into his hand. He's like, okay, if nothing's wrong, then this sundew will not be sticky. Put out your hand and touch the sundew.
I'm not gonna humor you.
Come on. Look, it makes glue. See?
I'm just gonna walk past you.
Come walk up with Delian and I. We're not gonna question you about your hand.
I'm helping remove the blood stain from Delian using prestidigitation. As we walk, sort of just.
Delian sighs a little bit. Thank you, Booker.
Well, I can't imagine dying, but we've already seen our fair share of death. I'm just glad that you're alive. We were able to escape that situation.
Why would Ivona let her greatest prodigy die?
Well, I think it all depends on the timing of everything. It was sort of happening all at once, and there wasn't really a lot of time to get the details out.
Booker, for an archmage,
I'm an archmage of illusions, not divinations.
yes, but still, you were the one who wanted to send the messages too. It's not all my fault.
Yes, it is my fault, and your death is my responsibility. I am very sorry for that. And I will attempt to see forth that we take care of these so-called triad.
I felt very comforted by your words. I heard them before I slipped to the great beyond. Thank you.
I'm not going to mince words. You are a very difficult person to work with, but I do not hate you, despite what everyone thinks.
I'll take that as a compliment.
It was intended.
You guys make your way into the Temple of Ivona, traveling below into the vault.
Well, Gnome will have his sword pulled out, has his shield ready. He's just like, in case shit hits the fan, at least we have someone prepared.
I walk
Put
with
that
my axe on my
down.
shoulder like a baseball bat.
Are you worried that you're going to be attacked by coins?
No! Dillian has already been attempted to be assassinated once today. Good to have it going up.
Right.
I'd like to see them try it again. We'll burn
gonna be
it fully
frolicking.
alive.
I would too. I think it'd be a very fun fight, and I'm ready for it this time.
I have Wave right here. Wave can let me know what's going on.
It's like the 3 paranoid people who have, like, literally just been traumatized.
I don't trust anyone. I only really trust tieflings.
So that means you trust me, right? Well, I'm a null tiefling, but I am technically a tiefling.
Technically.
Technically. Different family.
I am not prejudiced against the half-demon folk. All are welcome into Ivonia's light.
Who
Maybe
is
you
this
could just call
Avonia
us
person?
tieflings,
No.
right? We're not all of us are not half demon. Not all of our fathers are devils.
Who's this
We have a
Avonia?
bloodline, but like we're not really demons. See, I'm good.
I don't know who Avonia is, but everyone's hyping her up.
This is the Temple of Ivonia.
If I recall from my travels, Ivonia is the one of the flame fire. Close enough?
So there's a lot of fire.
I like fire.
I never paid attention during religion class. You know that the such great stories that you just fall asleep to. So I don't know who this Avonia person is, but I'll definitely try to listen to my best capabilities.
As you guys descend into the stairs into the basement, you can feel the air grow colder and the light dimmer. And you reach the bottom and step into a vast chamber. Its walls are lined with ancient stone carvings and flickering torches, casting eerie shadows. In the center of the room stands the Temple of Ivonia's vault, an imposing structure made of dark stone and glimmering gold. It is here, Bon, where we've kept all the artifacts.
Do we know that we have the finger, or is that still in progress?
I think this is it. Like, we're about to learn.
Oh, okay.
As you approach, you see that the door is intricately decorated with intricate runes and symbols, each one glowing with a faint magical aura. At the entrance, there are 2 towering statues of armored warriors that stand guard. Their stone eyes stare at you with a sense of stern vigilance. Are you ready to face your fears, Bannon?
Of course. I have no fears.
These heathens, she looks over at Gnome and Savvy, they do not understand the powers of the gods. I have blessed this temple and made it so our next encounter with the Lich, if it ever so comes to pass, will be much more challenging. Any item in this vault is safe. to the grace of Ivona.
And what kind of items do you keep in here?
I'm glad you asked. She walks to the door and she puts her hand on it, and it opens up. And you hear the shuffling of metal as the doors open outwards. The temple is enveloped by a power of mystery and power. The temple's interior is filled with a soft golden light as the air hums with a faint echo of ancient incantations. The walls are lined with alcoves and shelves, each one filled with arcane artifacts and priceless treasures. We were able to keep some of the books here, Banin, during the destruction of the darkness. Safe here from the evil. Hidden away.
What kind of
Orcs are
books would I
stupid.
see?
Just like all kinds of like religious texts and things like that.
Okay.
They range from like common books, because the orcs, when they invaded, they burned a lot of the knowledge at the time and plunged like a lot of the kingdoms of men. But apparently this temple was not completely razed to the ground like some of the other temples. Maybe it was kept to keep a glimmer of hope for the humans that were enslaved before by the orc. You walk into the vault and you see a multitude of artifacts, each one more valuable and powerful than the last. But the two in particular that catch your eye, one is Whelm, the legendary warhammer of the dwarves, and Black Razor, the fearsome sword with a jagged black blade that seems to drink light that is around it. But as you move closer into the vault, you can't help but notice a third artifact. A bony index finger, held together by dark magic. It seems to pulse with an ominous energy, and you can hear a strange whisper emanating from it. It contained some dark, secret, hidden power.
My attention is drawn to that finger very intently. Delian, is that what I believe it might be?
I do not know.
A finger of the mouthless one?
You kind of get closer to it.
I actually
Like
would
you
be
said.
hesitant to be near it.
Delian, where did you get that?
I do not know. They said that one of the forces brought it here. I do not know where it comes from.
Horses?
Yes. The powers of good are beyond your comprehension, Booker, as you doubt every move that we make.
Right. Okay.
No, certainly.
It is
Where
safe here
did
in the
this
vault,
get
at least.
stolen from? Do you know?
They said it arrived on a ship from Hussad.
Oh dear. Well, I guess this will make our meeting with the Genie King all the more interesting.
Speaking of, weren't we supposed to summon the Genie King to resurrect our poor, dear friend Saint Exodin?
Oh no, the plan was to execute him, if we could, and to acquire this finger from him.
Well, we already have the finger. I mean, why would the Genie King give it up?
You tell me, you're the one in possession of it.
Can't some of you cast magic and figure this out?
I have no such insightful spells, unfortunately. Perhaps
See,
Booker?
you're all heathens.
Delian wouldn't use that word. She would use useless.
You're all useless.
There we go. I think Booker's a little preoccupied with the knowledge, the books.
I will not be so hesitant to mess with this sword, this artifact of Black Razor that we were able to acquire from the vault of Cryptius, but the hammer, though, we did talk about meeting that dwarf that was on his way here,
Yes, but
the Slayer dwarf.
It's not
Well,
one. The Whelm is not wanting to go with them because of war disputes of their family back then. It's a complicated thing, and I know it's just a hammer, but the
Just a
sentient.
hammer, Booker. This thing is an artifact of dwarven kind.
Well, I was going to say it had sentience because you kept on insulting me about talking to objects. So I assumed you was just going to treat it like an object, but I understand money is on the line for this.
Exactly. This thing is worth hundreds of thousands of coin at least. And for the right dwarf, who knows how much would they be able to pay? And think about all the magical items we could acquire from that.
Or how much you could expand the church.
Yes, exactly.
Or the Church of Lanier. I don't.
All gods are equal unto the light of Ivona, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
well,
Speaking of, are you going to make a donation anytime soon, Booker?
Oh, to Lanier?
Of course. We'll add it to the
Pile.
pile here and make sure to build your section of the church. But, not his, let's just say, Lunir is a great god, but, I mean, Ivona can burn away the water.
Oh, I did donate earlier before at Exodon's funeral.
Oh,
Back
yes.
when they were connected. I believe it was somewhere along the lines of I had accidentally donated around 700 gold because I miscounted my math.
We're going to have to sell this hammer. 700 won't just cut it, Booker. We're going to need a lot more gold.
Pardon me, did I hear hammer from outside the vault? Did I hear a hammer?
I understand, heathen, that these artifacts scare you, but feel free to come inside.
No, they don't scare me. I don't know if this is religious shit that I shouldn't be around, but that's totally fine.
By the
Well-
time I'm done with you, girl, you'll believe in every god on earth.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna walk
Well,
in. I'm gonna look at the hammer. Can I pick up the hammer? Is it gonna fucking talk to me?
You
I
pick up the
can't handle
hammer.
another talking weapon.
well,
Oi! It
it's
says
a
something to you. All savvy. It says
Shit.
do something to say. What? You no dwarf.
Hi.
Hi.
Do I need to be a dwarf to wield you?
Delian looks over at Booker. More talking. People talking to themselves.
You can talk in your mind. Don't worry. You don't have
Okay.
to talk out loud.
Okay. I'm gonna think. Do I need to be a dwarf to wield you?
You got no beard.
No.
I'm putting it down.
Yes, sir.
Put it down.
It didn't like me.
Didn't like me either. Don't
But
worry.
here, I'm gonna pull rummage through my bag. I think because I heard you two mention donations, I won a bit of gold during my last fight, and I clearly don't need it. So I can put.
I did it.
Well, we'll get to you later. I can put 200 of you. Is that okay? Is that enough?
That's a donation to the church is more than happy. And I'm sure Anto over here is looking for handouts every once in a while.
I'm just gonna hold the pile of gold in my hand. Where do you want it?
I looked at Delian.
In the pile over there.
Yes, ma'am. You just drop it in the pile and walk out. And then as I'm passing into, I'm just gonna flip them to 50 gold.
50 gold is 50 gold. But I'm looking at the pile right now.
Do you grab it instinctively? Which hand do you grab it out of the air with?
With my hand, the
Yeah,
one that I
which
still
one?
have. The right hand.
You just go to reach with the stump. Ah, fuck. That's what you did.
I grab it with my right hand. I've been looking at the pile over there with a bunch of golds.
There could be more to this finger we might want to find out, Barney. There is a library in town called the Great Expedition that might have more research in regards to this.
Wait, there's a library in this city. When did
It's
they
new, Booker. We've been free for a while. Stop thinking so lowly about us. I don't know where you come from, Booker, but
I was
things
not
change.
even thinking lowly. I'm more upset that nobody said anything. I'm not insulting you. Why is
As
everything you jump to?
Booker's like thumbing through a book here.
I just can't believe this. I'm
Oh,
memorizing.
open your eyes, Booker. Look around a little bit. Witness Ivonia's glory.
We were out at sea for the past 4 to 5 days. So
Yes, and
forgive me.
look at what it got us. We lost all of our magical items. We freed a bunch of slaves, and then I lost all the magical items I was supposed to get before we could betray the Lynx. And then I've got cursed by that damnable dragon.
Well, wouldn't technically have the curse been gone if she died? She's no longer alive, so therefore wouldn't it be gone now?
Her watch has
Yeah.
ended.
Yeah.
I feel I don't know what these dragons think of. Just ask my father. She like stops herself.
You were gonna say.
That stranger who said he was my father, but these dragons are all, they make no sense.
Well, be happy that you know your father. It's a blessing in disguise. I don't know my real parents, but I know my adoptive parents. So, at least you have someone who's claiming to be your dad. And guess what? If they're your dad, that means you can get some money out of them, right?
Do you think I haven't had 10 hobos just come off the street and say they're my father? A father to the prodigy? They all want a handout. Look at these artifacts.
Well, I'm just curious why you have all this nice stuff. Like, it's crazy. Like,
It's not her stuff, it belongs to the church.
well, nothing for druids, so.
Don't druids live in the wilderness? They're one with nature.
Yeah, but
There has to be a city druid, Barnett. Stop being so close-minded.
the staffs, those equipments that, help druids do more, but, that's part of folk tales and those. I heard that there was a druid that killed a dragon and made a sword out of it. It was sort of cool, but that's just a folklore.
You see another sword in here, Savvy, which is Black Razor.
I don't
Right.
like swords. I like my nice axe or hammers.
Sure. The
They're not my
sword is
style. They're too
Butter knife.
civilized.
Tempt the sword first and the swords. Ooh.
the sword is like black, and it's filled with starlight, and like it absorbs some like light around it. It has like twilight into it. At the very end of the sword, it's chipped, like a piece is missing.
You still have that to figure out too. How do you kill a god?
Does that one talk too?
Yes.
Okay,
Look.
nah, I'm good.
Booker, apparently you did kill a god. Why don't you tell me?
You killed a god?
It's
You killed a god?
Actually,
my God.
he tried to kill a
I
god.
tried.
Oh.
He came back to life.
Well, someone tried to kill me.
That's a different story.
and your god brought you back to life. Is that how that works?
In lineages, you would be more accustomed to a demigod.
Now you're talking.
One who gains the insight of prophetic natures and such from gods, whereas gods are immortal beings that cannot die till they are reached with specific circumstances. Ergo, ancient old artifacts or weapons. But this one does not wish to kill a god, so I don't know.
Booker, you seem to know a lot about everything. Tell me something about this fucking finger, then.
Okay, it belonged to someone who was an archmage. What do you want me to say? Maybe we can go and deal with the group who deal with necromancy if you want to take a field trip over there.
Should we go to this library, or Can't you commune with someone or something, Bucka? Don't you archmages know a bunch of archmages or something like that?
Yes. This is my whole purpose why I'm here. I'm trying to find the archmages. So I'll get in contact. I'll have my people reach out to. Well, it's just me. I'll reach out to someone. But till then, let's go to a bookstore. Or is it? It's a library, not a bookstore.
Everybody rolls a d20.
Funny.
What?
D20.
Natural 20! Are we gonna see Quill?
The person who rolls the lowest, something happens.
Oh shit. Damn it.
Wow.
Darn it. I'm
Heck.
sorry. I thought it did something good with that.
Well, I got inspo.
You
Do
did
I?
not get inspiration from this.
Damn it.
Who rolled the lowest? It looks like Gnome rolls the low. Oh no, wait, Barnin.
Barnin.
I had 3.
Wow.
Barnin, as you're kind of like, you've been the most interested, but you were kind of hesitant. And as you get kind of closer to the finger, you hear it like whisper a little bit. And you see the index finger is like it's on a pillow, like, and it's connected. It's just like the joint of the index finger. And you see like connected to each joint is like this dark necromantic magic. You hear this like voice.
Yeah. I look at it. Is it compelling at all, or is it just the voice?
Make a saving throw. Charisma saving throw.
Oh, charisma?
I should be good with that. Oh.
Natural one, is it?
Close. Natural
Oh.
2. Got
Looks
it.
like you guys got. Did you guys get DC'd from Tailspire? Yes, you did.
Yeah.
I got disconnected. I'm gonna roll a d20 here. So you just got to try. I was trying to roll. Oh, there. We're coming back to Tailspire. Looks like they're a little issue with the server. Roll a natural 2, but pretty good. Still a plus 10 on the save. I roll a natural 20. You guys, to counter your roll, Booker, you notice Barnin. You hear everyone hears this whisper come out from the finger, and Barnin feels a compulsion, a connection, as he begins to walk slowly towards it. What do you guys do?
We didn't get a long rest, did we?
No.
So
Because you guys went to the bar. Mhm.
Did we
Everyone's-
even get technically a short rest? Because we were kind of chilled in the bar.
Yes, you guys got a short rest.
Cool. That matters to me.
Yeah. All right. Short rests.
Barnin,
Nope,
this is it's an ancient elvish language.
So
with
do
a
we
dark
notice?
voice.
We
Yeah, you
Barnin
notice.
walking to-
You hear. I mean, as you guys are starting to leave, the finger calls out to Barnin, and Barnin turns around and begins to walk towards it. What do you guys do?
I'm going to cast a spell on Barnin.
What do you cast?
I cast Vortex Warp.
Barnin
I
has
try
to
to
make.
resist it.
Yeah, try to resist it, Barnin.
What is the saving throw?
Constitution.
Okay. 7.
That's
Sorry,
a fail. So I'm casting this at 4th level, which means that I put as far outside of the vault as I can see, which is 150 feet.
And you get like you get just like racked, Barnin, and you feel yourself coming back to it, and Delian is closing the vaults, but Barnin, you're like down the hallway, up the stairs now, right? And Delian looks past you as she like gives you kind of a worried look as she locks it. The vault. She says, "Maybe some things are meant to be kept away." And Barnin, you feel that like. You feel like you're no longer compelled by it, right? But you've been touched, right? In a way, like you feel like someone has called out to you, and now you make another saving throw.
Which save?
This is, let me look it up.
Ooh la la.
Touched by a finger. He's got the touch.
You
He's
could
got the
almost say
power.
he. No, not going to do that.
This is very wisdom.
Okay.
We're gonna roll for this shit right now. Let's
18.
go.
You feel like you're being scryed on.
Well then, I would inform the party of that. As I've been jolted away, my eyes go back to their original glow of gold, back from a darker black. I believe it would be best if I'm not permitted in the vault further, Dalian. However, I am very interested in seeing what we could do with it and perhaps draw some allies of the darkness out with it to deal with ourselves here.
You really want to play with the thing that has possessed you already. That possessed
Oh,
you.
I have no interest in being near it any further.
You know the saying, don't hit the hornet's nest to find what will happen? You are hitting the hornet nest and you're seeing what's going to happen. If hornets come and start stinging you and you start being possessed by the darkness, you are
The
hitting the
only way to
hornet
cure myself is to deal with the darkness in its entirety.
You're hitting a hornet nest.
I think the hornet's nest has already been knocked to the ground at this point, and we're just kind of stamping on it.
I think we more than just stepped on it. I think we beat it to a pulp.
Oh, we haven't beaten it to a pulp yet, but
Oh, okay. Lovely. Let's do that then.
that is what I am interested in doing if you are up for the task.
Oh, yes, I am.
And speaking of which, I do have a chip on my shoulder with that Leviathan that the dragon now owes us assistance with.
Delian
Okay.
says, "Me too. I want my damn amulet back."
I am a bit soft on being swindled, even though I swindled him. It didn't work out as favorably as I'd hoped.
If you need to confess, Bonin, just let me know.
Oh, no confessions are needed from me. Everything that you need to know of me is already out in the open.
Wait a minute. If you're being scryed on, that means everything we're saying right now can be heard by someone or something.
Good. Come
She
on,
looks over-
fight me!
She looks over at Booker.
Don't provoke.
What should we do?
Don't provoke. Damn it.
So wait, we're not protected by scrying in Delian's temple? I thought that was
No.
part of the... Okay.
No, that's a spell that I can learn, but we don't have that here.
Delian
Okay.
spent a ton of gold doing that too, by the way. Like putting forbearance on the whole temple.
Mhm.
She's like, apparently not, Bonin.
And
Unfortunate. However, I am not too concerned with who would have an interest with me.
maybe your friend, Rashad?
Which friend? Oh. He is not a friend, simply a useful tool.
Well, if he's crying, he now knows that, how you feel. That's
But
more
why
interesting.
now, Bonin? Why? But why?
Coincidentally, probably something to do with the finger.
Insight? Can I insight check Barnon?
Yeah.
I
Well, I mean, I guess, it's up to Barnin. I mean, you guys
Yeah.
have to, you pretty typically can't incite other players.
mean, you can. It just depends on
Insight
if
check.
they want to roll
Insight-
persuasion
insight check.
or
Want to insight the insight real quick?
Insight check.
It's an insight check. I would like to roll the insight check.
I mean, in character, I legitimately have no idea who's probably scrying me. But if I'm guessing out of character, it's probably Arno.
Oh, I got it.
Does Arno know you? You weren't even there.
Isn't he
No,
looking
but
for
he
the
knows
fingers,
about the
though?
finger. Or it's Genie King Rashad. Or not Rashad.
Rashad. Oh wow, he's moving up in the world, huh?
Fuck, I forgot the Genie
Whatever
King
his name,
thing.
it's the Genie King. Fucking.
The Genie King.
Booker, we
Oh,
do have our own scrying pool upstairs. Just in
you
case.
have one of those. Oh.
Of course, I can do it. It's just not a right preserved to you if I want to foresee something that evil is out there or spy on some local noble who thinks he's above the wrath of Ivonia. Well, who's it their business for me not to spy on them with?
Well, I mean, we could.
Why
use
not
that.
spy? I mean, inspect.
Mm,
Mhm, mhm.
a little bit of
So
slip of the tongue in
Uh,
there, okay?
No, have that. We could figure out where Rashad went.
that doesn't make you look very innocent. Let's just say a kid steals a gold coin from you. Are you just gonna spy on them until they're like old enough, and then you're just gonna be like, "Oh, I have the right to spy on them for the rest of their lives"?
Well, they're
I
having
wouldn't
this whole
spy on some
conversation.
kid. I would probably say give that coin back, and if that kid didn't, I would teach that kid a lesson, if you get what I'm saying now.
You mean light him on fire?
Well, not something so crude and harsh, but,
Oh,
more than a slap on the
Delian.
wrist. I would not burn some innocent child up for stealing a coin. I would merely just...
You wouldn't just a little singe on the hand?
Just a little singe, Barnon.
You wouldn't vaporize.
that is what I
noodle
was
for
expecting.
Like you.
in a courtroom, would you?
Would you say that in front of a court of law?
Dillian, you have a little bit of a fiery hand. My time traveling with you, you have, used a lot of fire spells. So, no offense, but I think you would incinerate the poor child.
No, I have an eidetic memory. She has not cast many fire spells while we were out at the ocean. Not many. If anything, I think Vero casted fireball underwater. If anything,
I did. That was great, and it passed.
Incredible, I might add.
Thank
The fire of
I'm not
Ivonia
gonna-
travels through any way beyond even the power of Lunir. She looks over at Booker.
So while they're having this conversation, I'm gonna just randomly toss Anto a coin, see which hand he catches it with. I'm not playing into their game, but now I'm curious, but I'm not gonna like make it look like I'm curious.
I would say the fact that we're talking about a figure is Crydon, possibly I know. Last time the little bit PTSD comes back, I would not see the coin come in.
The coin hits him, and he hits him on the chest. Anto, you're getting slow. Delian says.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, too many things going on at the same time.
Oh, Anto, weren't you offering some sword lessons? I would like to learn some swordmanship from you.
I don't see you with a weapon.
He pulled out his scimitar. I'm pretty good at doing scimitar stuff.
Incredible, Delian says.
Don't swing that around here. You might hit somebody.
Now I want to incite Delia, but no. I know that's a lie. That's a lie. We should probably move somewhere else if Varnon is being scryed on. Let's not forget that someone is watching us.
It's been about 10 minutes. It's been about 10 minutes, Barnon, and that feeling of you being watched on, like you know it, goes away, right?
Okay.
Nice.
Do you guys leave the temple? Where are we going?
I think we probably should just go upstairs out of the.
I go and try to grab the coin with the stump, and then remember I have a hand, and then put it back in there.
Perception
Oh,
checks.
no.
And
Everybody
use my
perception,
right
baby.
hand to pick it up.
Anto, what was that?
What?
Is that what you were doing? What was that?
I'd say
What was
sleight
what?
of hand, but disadvantage.
What? You drop a coin? I just picked it up.
Barnon, make a perception roll with advantage.
Just
Given to you by Waywar.
All right, that's good because I just.
Can I
got
help
an
him
eight.
too, since I'm looking literally at Anto?
Yes, you can make a roll as well.
Doing this.
I got a 16.
I got a
Anto makes a
19.
stealth roll to counter.
A stealth roll.
sleight of hand at
Shouldn't it be
disadvantage.
I'm sorry, sleight of hand,
19.
yes.
Yeah, because I have disadvantage in stealth rolls.
Sorry, sleight of hand, buddy.
It's fine.
It's still
Hey,
dex,
I got a 10.
Ah!
Hey, halfway. Wait a minute.
Barnon and Savvy, you notice this strange little stump thingy. Delian has already kind of started to walk up the stairs with.
I'm not gonna say
I'm
anything.
going
I'm
up
just
with
gonna-
her, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna say something.
Damn it! No, I'm gonna put my hand up. No. Let him figure it out. Let him figure it out. Is that what you were doing?
What I was doing what?
Are you zigzagged away from the group while we were going into the bar? Is that what you were doing?
I don't know what you're talking
Don't
about.
lie to me.
kill you.
Perhaps.
Cool. Sweet, man. That's awesome. Fuck yeah, dude.
This is not awesome. This is a
He's more rugged
tragedy.
now. He looks more rugged now.
Right? He looks smooth. Look at it. Look at it. It's just cut off.
Barnum, come on.
Give some character.
You're making a big deal out of this. At least I weigh less now. So good point to look at it.
I could teach you some one-handed tricks.
You know, I don't know how
We're
to-
whispering this. I assume we're whispering this conversation to
I
not
was-
alert
I
the
was
others.
whispering, yeah. I'll go along with you.
That's so cool. Okay.
Don't make a big deal.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna toss him another gold coin and then walk away.
My
Oh
God.
yeah, no, severing a limb, that's something that happens like a weekly basis.
Yes. It's normal. It's normal.
Casual.
What day is today?
It's a
Come
day.
day? Come day? Or extra day?
Palm day.
Come day. So it's like every other come
we're
day.
homies.
Delian yells down from low, "Are you coming or not?"
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes.
I look at the door and I'm like, there's a lot of money in there. I could go.
No. No. There's also some like whatever the hell that he got. I don't want to get that. So just go.
You guys are kind of upstairs in the temple, and a few of the people are singing like a hymn, a celebration that slavery has ended. So, what do you guys? Delian says, "Well, where are we supposed to go now? We have one of these fingers, but." And apparently someone has taken an interest in Barnum.
Man, this chorus is amazing.
Sounds familiar.
It sounds very. I'm getting flashbacks.
Are we gonna be fighting some type of like final boss-esque thing? Like,
The flood just comes in.
Oh no.
okay. So my plan is, if it's something big and scary, we just run away and pretend that we saw nothing.
We have a few options.
We run away, we hide, and we live.
You can do that. We can definitely use the scrying pool to go and see if we can find Rashad. We can try and talk to, I believe the dragon's name was Cross or something. I forget her name.
Sarah Cross. Just call her
Sarah
Cross.
Cross?
That's
Yeah, I
it.
call
She
her
likes it.
Cross.
She likes
Cross.
it. She likes it when you call her Cross.
I'll call her Sarah Cross. Thank you for reminding me. We can contact her and tell her our slavery has been finished, technically, and abolished here. We still have to watch out for the dwarves, so we're waiting for that. And there is the case of Delian's missing father. I'm sorry, supposed father. So I think what might be best right now is resting and recovering, because that was not fun.
I don't feel sleepy at all, Booker.
You just took a dirt nap about an hour or two ago, so I think
Well, I feel great.
more alive than, say,
Just, you want to go drink and haul around like the best of them, the rest of this group.
I did not.
She looks over at
That way I
Barnum.
could sleep.
No.
I won't lie.
Yo.
See,
We just witnessed you die, okay? We should celebrate every living moment. And if we end up being very sloshed and then wake up the next day regretting it, that's a good day.
Look, if you guys want to go and drink, feel free. I'm going to go to a library.
Thank you. I'm gonna run out.
I didn't even need my permission. I was just, whatever.
You're the
You
leader.
seem like a leader.
I'm a teacher.
I'll meet
not
you
a
back
leader.
here tomorrow.
Isn't a teacher a leader? I think it is.
Where's the nearest whorehouse?
Oh
Ascanto.
Ask who? No.
Oh no.
Where's your mom live?
Yes! My mom's dead.
I'm sorry.
I killed her.
had to. I'm sorry.
Well, Gnome will be celebrating
He's dead.
drinking.
Anto is dead.
Sorry.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
It sounds like the group is kind of splitting up and doing their own thing. Booker kind of wants to rest a little bit. Delian is going to stay around the temple, just making sure everybody's okay. And I'm just going to kind of go around the table though and just figure out where everybody wants to go. Booker says he wants to go to the library.
Library. I'm gonna follow Booker.
Okay, Anto, you're going to the library.
Yeah,
What about
let's go.
you, Savvy?
I'm gonna find a whorehouse
Okay,
and get drunk and celebrate.
wouldn't be a D&D game unless you did. There was a whorehouse.
There's gotta be.
Barnon, are you going to go with Savvy to some whore house?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm going to party.
Good.
Let's just make it the Tiefling whorehouse gang.
Absolutely.
No, where are you going?
I'm following the Tieflings.
Yeah, the tieflings are
Tiefling power.
banding together.
Cliche.
3 tieflings
Um,
enter a whorehouse.
Any more sluttier than that?
Oh god, what happens if we're forced to dress slutty? They're like, oh, you're the entertainment, right?
Yeah, no, Gnome's the entertainer. Entertainer.
No, it's
We're
not.
gonna-
Oh, right.
We're going to start off with the whorehouse, and then we'll go to the library.
As one does, yeah.
As one does.
Yeah, that's a day to day for me. Yeah, of
I'm
course.
also noticing
Yo. What's more important, boobs and dicks or books?
learning. I'm
Yeah, but
noticing
there's
this-
two different types of learning. There's where you read it and there's where you do it. Are you hands-on?
You guys end up going to the whorehouse called Tootsie's.
Hell yeah.
Tootsie's is really crowded. You come up to like basically this guy who he's a pretty gruff individual. He's a human, has some scars and stuff like that. And he looks as you guys come and approach him and he's like, pretty busy day today.
Kyle look over his shoulder. What's the atmosphere like in there?
It's busy, of course.
Is it like
Slavery
a
just got
classic
free and
place?
everybody with any coin is fucking. But at least now they're now fucking as free men and women. God save the queen.
Well, I am
So I've got
excited.
100 gold. I want a room for a night with alcohol.
100 gold?
Oh,
What the fuck? He says that you offer him basically like $10,000, something like that.
Well, it's gotta be good. Unlimited alcohol.
Limited alcohol.
Unlimited alcohol.
If you don't mind sloppy seconds, of course.
Fine.
He like takes your gold. He looks over at Barnon. Like, you with her?
Is this establishment of a higher class or the common ruffians?
whorehouse.
He looks around and he's like, everybody's a king tonight.
I don't know. This is not my kind of repertoire.
Some
Savvy.
nobles over there just getting it.
Are there nobles in there?
Apparently it is. We just had the queen over here. Looks over at Savvy.
Well then.
Buy one of the VIP booths. You have to kick someone out, of course, but it's okay. We can do that. No problem with rearranging the chairs a little bit. Some of the cock and pussy has to get moved too, but that's just par for the course.
Does the 100 gold cover that? So is that an
Of
additional
course. Are you with her or no?
fee? Yes, I'll be tagging along then.
And he looks over at the last demon gnome. And you?
I just came here for some fun.
If it's not your speed, that's fine.
He looks at your hands. He's like, it was real fun you to come in with some stuff to play with too. I see some people come in with stuff like this all the time. Some people have whole sacks of shit.
Well then, you know what? I'll pay whatever the fee is so I get some alcohol and have some fun, you know? I'll
One
provide some
gold.
fun. 1 gold?
1 gold. Yeah.
He'll give 10.
10 gold. The fuck is going on? All these slaves getting free and everybody thinks they're king of the world. It's great for business. You guys go in the back room. It's like this VIP booth behind like a velvet curtain, somewhat tattered and so forth. There's like love sofas around. Like
Right.
there's a little hookah there. Half naked men and women come by, but the whores and gigolos of the house are now free men and women, earning pay respectably and by their own choice.
Mm-hmm.
As they should.
As they fucking should.
Well,
Correct.
they can definitely be paid now with all the 100 gold being tossed out.
I'm trying to load up the board, and it sucks. Waywar created this cool board called the Great Expedition. I don't have a board for the whorehouse, guys. But
How are
He's
you
immediately like, whoa.
how are you gonna set this for Twitch, you know? You can't have, you know,
Are we allowed to
cock
say
and
some of
ball.
this?
Savine, roll 2d6
I did.
temp HP
I did.
from Diver. Nice. I have it like Tailspire is just kind of bugged, so I'm just going to try to go to the main
Yeah.
menu and see if it works.
It's
I think
whatever
there's something
update
going
they
on
just
with
did.
No, they're doing something with the servers or something.
Gotcha.
It's like, yeah, it's not even loading up right now. I have to. Oh, is it going? Oh, there it goes. Let me see if it's going to work now. Waywar did this really cool map for the library. I just want to load it up. I don't know if it's going to work though, because I think it's kind of just one of these things, man, where it's just bugged. Waywar, would you like to join us as we come to the library? They change up the ambience. Expedition.
Having issues with Tailspire too.
Wait, where
Yeah, I
the fuck
think
is
Tails-
Anto?
And, oh yeah, where is Anto? Probably the library, right? You went with the
Yeah.
library?
Yeah, Anto went
Oh,
to the
okay,
library
okay.
with
Okay.
Barnin. And not Barnin, but with Booker.
Sorry, we have similar starting names.
Booker is at the whorehouse and Barney is at the library. Yes.
Oh, you know it, yeah.
The old switcheroo.
Yeah.
Here, do you want to hear
Surprise.
Have you ever heard of our Lord and Savior Ivonia?
Probably
sticking
beer
out
on
like
the
a
corner.
sticking out like a sore thumb, Booker and Anto, is a small yet exceptionally crafted building that rises out of the ground where a great library once had stood. It towers above the more dull-looking housings in the closest vicinity, like a diamond in the rough. However, the pretense of a crane and workers moving in and out are around it. And as you come up to the front door, you notice that the large doors of the building lie open, with voices of multiple people inside communing, and haulers lighting and scraping against the hard rock. To your right, however, you notice two signs. The uppermost one reads, "The Great Expedition Library officially opens in 5 days." And the lower one most reads, Gnomes are not allowed inside."
Well, just what now? It's 5 days, so
Are you a gnome?
no, I'm
You-
not a
you-
gnome.
You look in and you see like it's open. Like you see books in there. The doors are open. You see books, but it's just like not an official grand opening, but there's still, things being moved around. And yeah, what do you do?
I just kind of slowly walk in, just kind of looking around. I don't know. Not much to do. I just walk in. I have not
There
seen
are dozens of books, and you hear a kobold back there. I'm trying to get Waywar in here, but he's must have an issues or something like that. And We're gonna go back, I guess, to the whorehouse until Wayward gets in here. We'll give him like 5 more minutes. Yeah, I linked it to you, buddy. Right there. Look in Discord. Look in Discord under our channel, bud. The Zoom link. Wayward's like, what's going on? He's in our Twitch chat. Give him a minute here. There he comes in. Here he comes. Guest appearance. What's going on, buddy? You're still connecting audio. You there, buddy? You're still muted. We are experiencing technical difficulties.
It wouldn't be a stream without technical difficulties.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even get Tailspire to load up. He made this cool map of the library, too. I've been waiting to show it off to you guys.
It's just a
Let's try that.
Yay!
Hey.
Yo.
Hey.
Oh.
Welcome, friend.
Greetings.
Booker, why don't you describe yourself? And Anto, why don't you describe yourself as you walk into the Great Expedition?
So walking in first, a bit silent, but just a very thin human man, sort of a kind of a palish, more Eastern complexion, black hair pulled into a very long ponytail that is going down these sort of purple and black mix of robes with a trident sticking on slung over his back, and glasses. Just kind of walks in, kind of looking around. Anto, are you going to come in? There's not really anyone here.
Yeah, sure. As Anto comes in, it's just like your normal human with a man bun. If there's 3 more humans in there, like you blink, they all look the same. From the previous encounters, no shower yet. It's all like dirty and messed up everywhere, and a little bit fidgety, a little bit like a scuffle for a beard starting to grow because it's been a long time to shave, and it has a long sword, and he's not looking for trouble, but he's got a mean look to his eyes. And he's looking towards Booker, and he's just like telling him it's just a normal day.
And when you guys first enter in, you see a kobold. She's talking with some of the laborers who are working on the library. They're helping her put the books lying around on the right shelves. Quill, describe what you look like.
Well, a small stature of barely 3 feet tall. Large glasses is probably the first thing you note about her. Quite the nerdy type, might I add. The glasses, they are attached to her horns behind her head. And she's wearing some fine clothes, a black and yellow style. It doesn't mesh well with all the white backgrounds that you see within the library, but even then, she is a small being in this giant room with all of you. However, she carries herself with dignity and looks to be more on the up and up, and just really excited to get this place up and running. Yeah, these things need to be put over there. And those books down there, they need to be organized from A to B to C, and then you need to take them to the 3rd row down the hall.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Oh yeah, and she's eating some garlic bread.
Hey, you got some customers here, Miss Quill.
Oh, well, hello guys. We're not open yet, but are you in a hurry?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are you in a hurry? We're not really up and ready, you know? I'm sorry if you thought that.
My apologies. I was just not expecting a library of the stature in a city like this. Most of the population, I've learned recently, apparently cannot even read.
This is true. So that is what I'm going to help people do. You see, I don't speak my own name. I'm not really nobility, but I am at least a little more educated in the ways of the world. So, I hope that doesn't like set you off anything. I'm the owner of this establishment, by the way, and I was the worker in the last library.
Well, it looks to be a very nice library. Doesn't really bother me. I've tried to teach a few people here and there, hold classes at a community or at the local church. Didn't go really well. But best of wishes for you, truly.
Thank you. So, what can I help you with? You seem to have come here for purpose.
Oh, just mainly I was going to do a little bit of picking your shelves to see what you do have here. What sort of books that this city would have had.
Quill is just eyeing the books on the floor, scattered all around. We're not quite organized yet, but if you see anything you like, sure.
Seems very well. I don't want to say unequipped, but
Oh no,
you do have
it's
a large.
quite all right. Every of these shelves, they're quite gonna be empty for a bit. I need some more books to fill them out. You know,
Okay.
books are very expensive right now. I used every penny for them.
Every penny.
Every penny.
Books are like 25 gold. How many books do I see? Like, what's the general number of books that I see out here in this open area?
Is that up to me?
Yeah, to you. Oh, well.
It's up to Aspal to determine.
It's up to you. There's a lot of
All right.
different artifacts, but Booker seems to be, he doesn't really say like what he's looking for. He's just like peering around. There's books of all different kinds of size. But yes, Booker, every book is probably hand scribed. So there's quite a lot of value here. But it's finally nice to see someone, taking initiative in the literacy of the city.
I would say less than 300.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Small fortune's worth.
Considering each book is around 25 gold, that's quite a lot.
Have you guys heard that slavery was abolished not so long ago?
Oh yes, that was us. Yes, yeah, part of us.
Was it us, really?
Yeah, it seems like the queen is a lot more nicer than the one we had before. The king didn't want me to have a library, so this just helps me out in the long run.
Well, good. I'm on board for this, definitely. I am not a social person. Backing up Anto.
Yeah, Anto, what do you do?
I'm like, it's strange seeing such a little girl having the business by herself. It's admirable.
I may be little, but I'm not a girl. Well, I am a girl, but I am old enough to have a place of my own.
That's very admirable. Yes. You wouldn't happen to be related to somebody called Urius?
No. My last name is Ashes. That was the Sarge who owned this library before.
Ashes. Dillion turned things into ashes. Do you know Dillion?
Do I know who?
The cardinal?
No. Maybe I've just heard her like going around town here before, but that's it.
Oh, I thought you guys were related. I'm sorry. I assume. My apologies.
I'm just more confused than anything.
There's you and me both. But since Booker here is a little bit like distancing himself from the conversation, I myself am trying to see if I can find some sort of like a book that you might have instructions, information about. I try to whisper it out so that Booker cannot hear me. Some sort of like prosthetics.
That's a big word. I never heard that before.
You know, like if you lose a limb or something, trying to see if you can have something else attached to it.
I mean, there could be medical memes. I'll gladly take a look around for you.
I'll be grateful. Just don't say a word out loud.
Sure.
Awesome.
Oh wow, first customers. That's exciting.
Let's go back to Tootsie's here. You guys were in this lavish, nice room here, and it is describe your companion for the evening. Which type of companion do you want? We'll start off with Gnome.
Gnome would probably be advertising like his lever working to the owner and like showing the ladies who like and the gentleman be like, you know, I can make you some nice stuff, and if you can attract someone, you can attract something. You start swings everywhere.
I could use that. That could fit me right around here. Real nice and tight.
That's what my specialty is. I make garments for.
What about undergarments?
What type of undergarments do you want? Do you want one where you can secretly hide a dagger just in case if you have a very aggressive customer?
Well, I just want to say I'm not too interested with buying something right now, sweet cheeks. But more or less, how do we take these garments off as she begins to like fondle you a little bit?
No, just giggles, and then he just is like, okay, I understand. And he just does.
Wait a minute. Are you into women or men? I don't want to bark up the wrong tree if you don't. You know what I'm saying?
You're here to entertain us, so I'm just here to have fun.
Well, let's get the drinks flowing. And Savvy, what type of companion have you picked?
Two.
Who?
Yeah, two. I'm a barbarian. I can handle a lot.
Like a man and a woman, or
Yes.
just
You got
a woman?
10 HP.
I got temp HP too.
Oh, you have nice big muscles. You're back there with like Barnin in this like lavish room. You see Savvy has her arm like around like
a
one man or
waist,
two
and then
two
the other
men.
one around like a guy's back or some shit.
Yeah, two dudes, I guess. They're kind of like one is a little like, you know, strange, I should say, like, but he's just kind of into it, I guess. And Barnin, this isn't the first time you've been in an establishment like this. Barnin, what kind of companion do you have?
Oh, I take anybody that's appeals to my looks. I'm not too specific on the gender, but elves, half elves usually do me pretty good. Any slender humans would do me good. So there's like a group. I mean, if I'm not limited the number of partners I can have, I'm gonna have like 4 or 5.
It's just a regular, like, you know, VIP club area where you guys are at. Like, there's just dozens of like of friends that have shown up to lavish in your unspeakable wealth. They say they go to Barnes as they're passing the hookah around. They're like, "Ooh, you're very good at playing the instrument, aren't you?"
I've dabbled in it a bit, I could say.
Are you the ones behind all the slavery? You know, I was a slave too, and how could I repay you with such gratitude?
Oh, yes. It was my idea, in fact, that slavery was abolished. And I only ask for a pleasant night with yourself would be all that I would need to truly be satisfied with my work.
He says, take a hit of this," as they hand you like the hookah pipe thing. This is from
Of
Husad.
course.
You have some of the hashish and like you blow it in. There's like area of like quaffed and mystic like smoke around here. You look through like a velvet curtain on the other one. People are making, you know, raunchy love just out in the open. Debauchery is everywhere. What would
Barnon,
Delian
pass
think of
that
this?
when you're done.
Of course, of course. Could we get to a more private area? I'm not one for having an intimate moment in open space.
I
you
bought
know
a
what I mean?
room.
Well, we
You
have
just
a
described
technically
that there
have a
was people
room.
all around.
We have a room, but I understand. No, give me a hit of that.
I closed the room. I'm assuming it was open.
Yeah, close it so no one else can go in, and it's just us in here.
Well, we have to just go to this other room here, Saban. And I understand if you want to be the top or the bottom.
Definitely top.
Roll a d20. Roll a d20.
Okay.
Who's the top?
Is it a contested
D20.
roll?
Oh, it's a contested dexterity on my part.
Dexter
Drinks.
as
Drinks are flowing. Love making and debauchery are in the air. Delian would probably be. It probably might be interested, I guess. She's kind of a rebel at heart, but at the same time, she probably would think that this would be beneath her, as this is
That's
full
why
of
the
sin.
tieflings are doing it.
Yes,
She's already made her statement, and we're like, fuck it.
Are you sure you can handle two of us, little lady?
I'm yeah. With my
Alright.
+8 strength, I'm just gonna pull one down. Not so little now, huh?
Let's go back to the library. People are drinking and having a great old time, and slavery has been done for. Quill, you lead Anto up to a section of where they talk about, it must be a gnomish book, of how to do prosthetic apparatuses to the arms. What do you think about this, Quill?
Well, I've never seen that before. It's very curious.
You see, Anto, it's some type of bionic arm. It's written in gnomish, though. Right?
I don't know that much.
Do you read gnomish, Will?
No.
Probably why it
I
says
don't-
no gnomes on the door.
Anto,
So, I am a person of the weave. I can translate this in a second. If you will just have a little bit of time.
Oh, yes, sure.
Sure. Let me see.
And she picks up her book, goes over to her backpack over in the corner of the room, and fiddles with it. And as she does,
What the heck?
she picks out a rock, picks it up.
Yeah? Mage?
Oh no, a crazy person.
Sure.
And she just drops it and takes the book over.
Marriage. I'm not coming to marriage.
She just puts the book down, mumbling to herself as she goes through her pages.
Excuse me, are you alright?
Just some friends from Direbook. Here it is. Comprehend languages. Now, give me just a second here. This is going to take a minute.
Alright.
Okay.
And she starts to make the incantation. White light and glyphs swirl around her for a bit as she speaks this in her own mind and in her whispery tone.
Hooker is not around me, right? It's like on his own somewhere else. Okay.
If I recall, I'm downstairs. I'm going through all the books. I'm just kind of like.
Barnon, are you looking for anything in particular?
Barnon is looking.
Not
for
Barnon,
something.
I really
Sorry,
am.
Damn it.
Roll perception check for it.
Oh my
I know what you're
goodness.
looking for.
Barnon is looking. Barnon is looking
Fucking
for a
turn this
book
book.
in the secret library, in the secret tunnels. You catch my drift.
Oh, to find.
Oh my god.
Fucking
He knows where
Booker-
the G port is.
Booker, are you looking for anything in particular?
I want to look for things on planers, like planar travel, planes, just in general.
Make an
Like
investigation
the
roll.
investigation.
Watch this be written in Druid, and you just be like, "No, can you read this for me?"
That is a 24. If anything's written in Druid, it would be on.
You
Bard.
find a strange symbol on one of the books. Do you recognize this symbol at all?
Oh, you posted something. Let me see here. It's loading. Sorry, give me a second.
Loading.
Loading, buffering. You bastard.
It's Druid, isn't it?
Bitch, you go everywhere. All right, let's see what this is about. I thumb through it a little bit, scanning it. What is this?
You touch the book and you get that feeling that you shouldn't be touching this.
You die. Power kill.
It's
Bro, we're killed.
Okay, good. What are you?
in your mind's eye. You get this vision almost as you touch it. This strange connection of dark magic. And you see a vision of a man dressed in flowing black robes that are richly embroidered with intricate designs. He wears a mask over his face, and he's lying on a stone altar. And the vision just, you kind of come back to, as you shock into it yourself. Do you continue to read the book or look in the book more?
Any of this makes sense? This probably doesn't. None of it made sense to me.
Make a. You rolled really high on the perception roll. You see the embroidery is. You understand a little bit more, Booker, because you are an archmage. You know that. I believe the circle of necromancy. What color is that?
It's green or black? From what I
Yeah, it's like
recall.
brown or something. I remember.
It's like a
Let me take a
sickly
look.
color. Oh, because it's colors of the rainbow.
It's green.
Green.
It is green. And this is, there's no colors that are black within the schools, the Archmage. But there is a forbidden school. Those who do turn to the black. And you recognize from the vision the embroideries of it. It is the black school.
Okay. Anto,
Do I hear him?
downstairs. I'm downstairs. If you guys went upstairs, I think.
I think you guys is talking to you.
Uh,
I don't think there's an upstairs. I think they're just like rooms between the shelves where you can be.
yeah, so just give me one moment. I go where book is. What do you want? What's going on?
This is a bad book.
Okay, then just put it back.
No. This is a bad book in the sense of this is dangerous magic, like illegal magic.
Booker, I gotta hand it to you. I thought you would like that. You know, dangerous magic, more power. You like spells?
No, why would I?
What are you talking about? You're not making sense. Look, I only know the one spell called Abracadabra. That's it.
So, okay. Explaining it to you, I'm basically going to tell them everything that I was explained, how there's a magic more illegal and more dangerous, that there's the colors of the magic that we have. Normally we call it the Archmage of Colors. It's really
illegal
hard to
spells.
explain to someone outside of, it's sort of illegal spells. It's more of like
Just call it illegal spells and that's it.
sort of like dipping into illegal or dangerous magics that are
You-
very, very bad.
You hear just a knock, and Quill behind one of the shelves.
Did you say you're also a person of the weave?
And she's still reading out the book.
No, well, I mean, I guess I did. I'm a teacher. I'm okay. I am the Archmage of Illusions. I run a school for illusionary magics.
Oh, illusion magic. I'm more into the abjuration one.
Good. Where did you purchase this book by any chance?
I don't know. I just purchased as many books that I could, traveling back to Stonebrook.
Okay. Well, this is a very dangerous book that involves necromancy.
Oh?
And when I touched it, it has, for some reason, allowed me to divine some sort of omen, some sort of something. I don't know what it was.
Oh, okay. Maybe we need to lock that one up.
Maybe.
But thank you for finding it. Are you going to use it? Or
am I going to use it? Oh no, I'm just going to try and figure out what it is. What it is really.
okay,
if I
sure.
may, of course.
You say you're an archmage, right?
Yes. I'll have my robes transformed.
I guess I'm just a self-taught novice. I'll leave it in the hands of you.
Okay. Thank you. You're a wizard too.
Well, yeah. Abjuration.
Okay.
J.J. Ashers always used to say, the best way to know a wizard is by the magic they wield. And I negate it. I don't like competition.
I'm like you even more now. That's cool. That's a good attitude.
Thanks. He was a smart man, but I mean, he also placed this curse on me, so I can only speak so loud.
Curses.
A curse on you.
Well, yeah. You do dumb things when you grow up, you know.
Isn't abjuration about dispelling magic as well?
Yeah, well, but I don't know any dispel magics yet. It's a little tougher in my place.
Just gonna flip through my spell book real quick. I don't think I can help right now. Nope, I have counterspell, not dispel magic. All right. Well, I'm going to look this over and then we'll take it from there.
Thank you for at least looking that up.
And she walks off again.
What?
What do you do, Booker?
Well, I'm going to just leave it there where it's at, and I know I'm going to have to touch this again, Anto. Just going to give you a heads up, just in case something does go wrong.
It's just a book, Booker.
Slap your hand onto it. If it's just a book, touch it.
I'm not a man of literature myself, so.
Is that stump harm?
Just do the
It ate
stump.
my hand.
Wrong hand!
If you become like a demon or a werewolf because of this book,
That's why you don't touch it.
don't touch it.
Necromancy
Why you
book.
do touch
Sorry,
it?
we're not there. Ignore me.
Yeah, you guys are fucking, all right?
We are.
Why don't you go back to your fucking and leave the guys with the books, all right?
Correct.
Well,
I will
I-
say no more.
I like
Will
my
is
notes from
female,
this
by the
session.
way.
Wow. Booker, it's just a book. I go
Love
ahead
this.
and grab it with my hand and
Okay.
I open it.
What happens? Anto touched the book.
It's just a book. Is it common?
Oh, fuck.
I don't know if it's common.
No,
Why are you
it's
flinging
mad.
curse around in my library? Stop this.
Don't curse his library now. Please.
I think he's just flipping a coin because I just saw Oswald just go,
Smiling, so something happened.
What do you do, Booker? Anything?
Nothing happened. You just touched it. Nothing happened.
Who?
I
Anto
opened the
touched
book.
it?
Anto touched it.
So I grabbed it, I
Picked it
opened it up.
It's written in a. You open it up, and it's like a tome, that hasn't been opened in a while. And you see this ancient elven script in there.
I don't understand this. I just toss it to Booker.
You toss it at me.
As Booker tosses it to him, the pages are open. Booker, do you look at the writing?
I don't understand Elvish, so it's just gibberish to me. It's cursive gibberish.
Maybe it's your connection with being an archmage. As Anto has real no belief in magics, almost feels like. He's a guy who'll just chop off his own hand.
It's
He
magic.
doesn't believe in magic, so he's immune to magic.
Yes.
That's actually that's
think
actually
that-
a
yeah,
funny thing
yeah.
in Pathfinder. That's a thing that you can get. But that also means that you can't get healed by magic.
Rip.
Yeah.
As you look at the book, you feel that strange feeling come over you, and you watch as the words in the page seem to come alive before your eyes, and it comes through almost like a feeling of quasi-reality. As you watch and you see a man that is lying on a stone altar, surrounded by a group of kings and their archmages of old. They are all standing with the bearing of great authority and wisdom. And the kings and their mages stand over the man, their faces grim and determined. And with the gestures and incantations, they summon forth a great surge of power upon the altar where the man in the iron mask is chained to. And this man's body begins to spasm and convulse. Then, with a swift practiced motion, they sever the man's head from the body as his head and the mask seem to vaporize into dust. And they begin to carefully separate the fingers from his hand, and each king or a mage taking one for their own. The air there is foreboding and uneasy as the kings and their mages each take their portion of the dead man's finger, or the dead person's finger. It is a grim reminder of what it takes to keep great evil at bay. And the book, as it forms, you hear a laugh, and it disintegrates in your hand into black ash.
Booker, what the hell?
Flames!
Okay. You talk so high pitch that Zoom does not allow you to speak. So try that again.
It is the
Almost.
curse. When she goes above the threshold, her voice just stops. It mutes. So it actually is in character.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Okay. All right. So I don't know what she said. All right. Knowing with my knowledge of history, because I am proficient in history, does any of this track with what I know of the history of archmages? Do I know anything about this?
Yeah, make a history roll.
All right. Come on. That's 2 + 8, 10.
You know that the man's embroidery was that of forbidden knowledge, and apparently there were old kings and mages of archmages of old. Maybe you'd have to confer with someone that knows more about this.
Archmage. All right.
And then you shudder the thought of asking Delian to commune with her god.
I'm more scared of having to talk to the other archmages. I think the necromancy's gone, abjuration's gone. I think blue mage. Cryptius is gone. I don't know where the fuck that guy's at. I'll leave a mental check mark on that, and I'll just tell them. Okay, so
You make a you probably would know who the archmages are, and you're right. The abjuration mage died. His student became the Lich King of the Isles of Ethelos. Cryptius was the one of conjuration, and he died in the Great War. And he was the one in which you found the artifacts from in the mountain. Divination is gray, and it's mastered by one of the immortal twins. And its master is the goddess, the woman, Vandanya Arisius. There is one mage, though, called Giant Sparklegen, that you know is still around. He is in Sparkle Town in Orin.
Sparkles. I really don't want to.
The evocation, the red mages have been fighting amongst themselves, and they have no leader. You are the master of the illusion school, and the green seat is abated as well, and it's unknown who controls the seat of the orange. The circle of archmages are thin, and it is up to you to decide how to reassemble so the council may be reformed once again and to find maybe other mages of note.
Well, yeah, that is a thing that's been thrusted upon me, so I gotta figure that out. But to answer their what exclamations of the book disintegrating, I just stand there, hands aghast, just. This is a bit complicated, and I will pay. Trust me, I will pay. Sorry.
Some of the ash gets in his throat.
He breathed in book.
He's cursed now.
Do I need a roll Constitution save for
Does he get knowledge from breathing in that book?
Do I? Of course not.
Wait, was that in character or were you actually joking?
No, he's not.
I was actually like remember back when we were meeting the queen and I was just eating almonds?
Yeah.
Yeah, I walk in with the thing of almonds as Booker, so I was just like, yeah, I'm just eating these. But sorry.
Don't die on me, Booker.
Don't count on it. I won't try. I will pay for the book and perhaps maybe a bit more for the knowledge. We need to. I don't know. How do I explain any of this? I don't.
Don't explain anything right now.
Okay.
Just keep it cooking in your brain right now at the moment. Just walk around the store.
I mean, I just came for an adventure. You could try.
Okay. I had a vision from the book, and there was an individual who was wearing black robes, assumingly of illegal magic, and several archmages and kings were cutting off limbs while doing a ritual and disintegrating parts of them. It was very jarring and haunting. And then the book laughed at me and then disintegrated.
Quill takes down her glasses.
Excuse me.
She casts Misty Steps and just disappears.
To where?
In
Well-
pure Quill fashion.
You hear some echoes of like patty footsteps coming from above, and you just see there's a hole in the ceiling. And Asphalt, I am going to commune with my trusty weapon,
Sure.
and I want to relay that information to it to see if it sparks anything in Vanek.
Hopefully that person did not forget about my little problem.
I
Disappeared.
still feel longing, Quill.
I know, but this could be a lead. I don't know what lead it is, but it seems to be in favor with whatever we are after.
It sounds dangerous. I thought
Yeah,
you
probably.
retired to be a librarian and adventuring was too dangerous for you.
Yeah, but I made a mistake, and I'm still gonna make up for that.
Should we go back to the ruins? That bomb just blew up.
And not yet. Give it a few months. Just lay low for a bit. But if anything else comes up, sure, I'll keep a lookout for you.
Are you gonna leave me?
Only for a while longer. There's some fresh supplies of books here. You could look at those.
I can't turn the pages without you.
I'll be there in a second. These guys are just about to leave anyway.
Okay, and she walks over,
See you soon.
and she misty steps back down.
The last time, Anto, it was an accident. I don't burn books.
Well, you're becoming every day more like some person that we know.
So, Anto, and you are?
Booker Carver.
Booker. Huh. Isn't that funny? I'm Quill. Book and Quill.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. Just sparking some conversation.
Like third wheel right now. Let me step back a little bit of this.
I just thought I had heard that little tale before, but no, it was just a misunderstanding.
Well, it is still a very dangerous tale, and it may involve things more on my end and our end, so.
Yeah, it sounds very dangerous. I only just ran away from a crypt with a necromancer. And I actually, it was a necromancer. Seems like it was so long ago, but it's only been about a month.
I understand that. We dealt with a lich on a volcano a while back.
There's a lich here as well?
Oh, no, not here, not anymore, no. I don't know where they went, that's for sure. But they're gone.
Sure. Well, if you need any books, you're welcome to purchase them and also rent them. But I assume renting is the more inexpensive option. Unless you keep it for way too long. In that case, we make money.
I've already put 100 gold on the table to pay for the book damages.
For that?
Yes, for the destruction of the book.
Oh, it was only one book?
Yeah, it was only the one book that was destroyed, so I felt very bad, so I paid extra, I believe.
Okay, Quill just kind of like looks dazed for a bit. She takes out a page and starts scribbling. You see it's math.
Taxes.
Okay, I'll take 50 of the pieces. You don't need to pay more than that.
Okay, 50, I take 50 back.
Yeah, because it was powerful magic, but also books are expensive. That makes about 20 gold and 30 for the extra knowledge that was destroyed. So that makes just 50 gold.
You may want to scour your books, maybe with a detect magic to see if there's anything else in here, just in case.
After it organized, yes, that is what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Well, if you come back in a few days, the place will be up and running, and hopefully we'll have more supplies. If you come back with any books, I would love to pick them up of you.
Didn't I pick up a book from Cryptis' place? I thought I did. No, that might have been a while back. He looked over his map table. There was a book. Okay, no. I'll keep that in mind.
Good.
Well, so why would a wizard? It's a stupid question. Why would a wizard own a library? But I assumed you're a practicing wizard.
Well, it was just to keep things in check and make things run faster. Levitation is a good idea to like jump up to the shelves that you can't reach when you're so small as me. You know?
I would suggest spider climb. That'd be my book better.
Yeah, but it also makes the other like customers upset and distracting.
That's fair. Well, I understand. Otherwise, I don't think I have much need, other than any books on planes that you may have.
Planes? You mean like planar travel and
Yes, planar travel, planes of existence, and such.
I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't know if we have it.
That's fine.
I'll be glad to take a look for you.
We can come back in 5 days.
Sure.
All right.
Then everything should be up and running.
5 days. 5 days.
And hopefully I'll have hired a helping hand. I only have pudding. And you see just an ooze just come up on the desk and start like splooching over.
Oh. Oh, goodness. I did not know that you hired monstrosities.
He's not hired. He's a find familiar spell. He is an inkling made of ink.
Interesting.
Yes.
Booker, you look at your hand. It's not too much different from what you have for your own hand.
Yes, I pull out a piece of paper from my bag. I just rub my finger against it and I just draw on the paper. Yes. Yeah, like the tattoo that does that sort of thing. That's fascinating, though. Would not have thought that would have been possible with Find Familiar.
But there's a lot of stuff you can do with that.
Ooh, do you have any?
I just thought that would be most useful here, considering I need to write all the writs and loans and such.
Would you happen to have the time? Maybe I can pay you for it. If you happen to have the time to explain and detail to me these additional familiars, so that I may eventually generate one for myself.
Sure, that I do know we have somewhere around here.
I'll just basically talk about familiars and stuff.
Okay. And so you find a book in there, though, that was written in Gnomish. Quill translates it for you. It talks about something you can attach to your hand. What do you want it to be?
I mean, something like something in my hand, and that's it. Like a hook.
Well, there's different procedures. There's things from prosthetic hands to mechanical hands to small cannons to retractable weapons, things like that, where the gnomes would be able to build it in for you. So what is it that you're looking for exactly?
Oh, I'm just looking for a regular old hand, and that's it. No gimmicks or something.
Ooh. Put an axe on it.
I know you want to be a normal guy, but you stopped being a normal guy the moment you chopped your own fucking hand off.
Yeah, you definitely strayed away from normal by that.
Yeah, if you wanted a normal hand, you should
Put
have
an
not
axe.
cut your hand off.
Put an axe or put a broken bottle on it so you can just beat people with it.
Are you gonna put your hand on your hand?
Yeah, put your hand on it.
I guess.
You could probably go down by the Gnomish district to the Tinkerers down there, and they might be able to, take this book. But you'd probably want to pay Quill for it. You want to take it from the library.
Yeah.
Or you could check it out. You could buy it or check it out, I guess.
The cheapest one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like this book right here. I'll rent it out of you. I'll bring it back. And
Okay. Do you know anyone who can translate it on there?
Either way.
I mean, if you give me like 5 minutes, I can probably write the most important pages up for you.
Wow, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
Oh shit! I'll pay for that as well. So.
You say you're not much of a
well, you're
person.
making money.
You guys are so nice. Oh man, I hope we meet again.
Yeah, but I'm better circumstances because.
Well, I mean, we are going to be back in 5 days, so we will technically meet again. Yes.
You're saying that as if we're going to be alive in 5 days, but yes.
Be optimistic. We survived this long.
If we survive the whorehouse, that is.
You guys,
I know it's gonna be deadly out there.
Let's go back to the whorehouse.
We're going to have some ass and titties.
It's starting to get to be evening, and it's exhaustive, Barnon. Person after person.
Stop being horny.
Everybody
And
rolls
we're banned off Twitch. Great.
Everybody rolls a con save
Oh
to
no.
determine how well you performed.
I'm
Oh,
smart.
no. I-
I got
No,
was a
13.
paperweight.
you
I was
gave him a
bottom.
good
I was a
2
bottom, man.
seconds.
I was a
The
paperweight.
It's
Timpunk
13.
Champiriga.
Barnon, not your best performance, Barnon.
oh.
Don't want to
Performer.
track any STDs.
Savine rolls with advantage.
Oh shit, that's right. That's a 22.
Oh, damn.
Savine, you're just like, just 2? You know, it's not enough.
Where's the wine? Where's the
But
women?
the problem is that you're almost, you know, you drank so much, and it's like, you know, that's the problem is the alcohol for Barnon and Gnome after fleeing all the slaves. You know, it's just they having problems keeping it up, and you know, it's difficult. You know, it's called whiskey dick.
That's why I said earlier at the beginning of the stream, women are better.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was pretty much a paperweight. Pretty much the woman's like, you're a softie. Boom.
I like how we just have hardcore sex in the one corner and then we have wholesome, like, talking conversation.
Would you like to buy my leather work?
I just watched a man on an altar get killed.
We can have a conversation about that tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll talk about sex, sure.
I'm going to say everybody has a long rest as we kind of finish the day up at their respective places. Obviously, Savvy, Gnome, and Barnon pass out in a drunken stupor at Tootsie's. But as you guys wake up, you know, there is like a typical, you know, you just pay these people. They're not your real friends. They treat you well for the time being. And Savvy, you know, you try to clean yourself up in the morning as best you can, but you get that pit in your that feeling of, you know, it was a great time that it was, but you feel that sense of loneliness, or do you?
Nah. No.
Okay.
She's alone she's been alone for a very long time. She fights alone. She's used to being alone.
Okay. Also, it's awesome to be single.
Isn't it great?
You don't have commitments. You don't have kids to take care of, and so you could just you know.
In game, or we're talking out of game? Because like, yeah, both.
Is everything okay at home?
You guys wake up though in the morning, and I'm gonna have Gnome, Barnon, and Savvy both all roll d20.
See if our shit is taken.
The person with the highest person gets something happens.
Roll a
Oh,
one.
wow.
Morning.
There's been some solid rolls.
You're kind of like sleeping. It's in the morning. You're kind of passed out a little bit. I'm gonna add some time to our timer here.
After being used as a paperweight.
Exactly. You just kind of laid on your back the whole time. You know, it's pretty effortless for you.
Sleepy Salmon, a classic.
You are mostly a taker, not a giver. Or
Basic bottom energy.
Yes.
Sorry.
And basically, a guard begins to shake you a little bit. No.
Yes.
Hey, the Queen wants to speak to you.
To me?
Well, to the Odyssey, and we were looking all around for you, but we assumed that if you weren't at the temple, that you'd be at the Hull House.
Yeah. We had a good time. I managed to show my leather work, had a little bit of fun, and oh god, I am so fucking hungover. I need some water.
Lord, I don't want to be rude, but could you put some pants on?
Oh, come on. Nature's beauty.
And the guard is trying to summon you guys.
As he just druid crafts like leaves.
A little leave on you.
He just makes leaves and makes like, you see that he's using his ever working like experience like making some great gear, and he also leaves I'll roll a sleight of hand, leaves a little bit of his like work behind to see if any of the boars want to buy his stuff.
What time is it in the morning?
Yes, they want to buy some of your garments. They're like, we could use to take this off a little bit. The guard comes over to Barnon and wakes him up.
Hey, hey,
Yes.
Lord, Queen Vigil wants to speak to you.
Ah, I spruce myself up, get my full attention to it. Of course, immediately. I shall follow you right now.
Some emissary or guest from out of town is here to speak with you. So just want to make sure we get you.
So it's not the queen wishing to speak with us directly.
But it's some type of audience with the court, and some people or something are showing up. Talk with
I
you.
suppose I'll follow along nonetheless.
Hey,
Have you found Delian and the others?
they're already waiting for you there at the at the place.
That
He goes over. He goes over to the other room. Savini pulls back the curtain. What does he see?
Well, I'm not there because at 7 a.m. every day I wake up and I start lifting. So I'm outside benching 2 of the whores right now, waiting for them to come outside.
Oh, are you a part of the Odyssey, ma'am? I thought we saw you the other day in court.
Huh? Yeah. Do they need me?
The Queen has requested the Odyssey's help, and there's a guest from.
Say no more. I'm gonna put the ladies down. Thank you, ladies. See you later.
That's
Have
quite
you awakened
impressive.
the other 2 in there? Are they still sleeping in?
They're up and they're getting their clothes situated, and I'm impressed by your fortitude. And
Thank you.
you ever get tired of working for the Odyssey, you always have a place with the Queen's Guard, I'm sure.
Oh, very kind. Maybe I can teach you guys a few things too.
Of
Lacking on
course.
your axe skills.
Yeah, well, we mostly use these swords here.
Yeah.
He just shows you like a short sword.
The sad.
And I'm gonna pick up my nice, massive, like the big anime axes they have? Like, it's that kind of size related to her body. She's like, yeah, that's what I use. Anyway, see, I'm gonna
Size
wait
of
for the
that
other
thing.
2. I know.
Oh my god.
Booker and Anto, where are you guys at?
Oh man!
In the morning.
I'm guessing we went to the tavern, right?
Well, I thought
Kinda.
we went back.
Probably
to the
back with
temple.
Delian.
Yeah, I went back.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a little moment with Delian?
Do we need to? Nothing against. It's nothing against spending the time with Delian. It's just.
Booker, we've just been summoned to speak with the Queen.
Oh, let me wake up. Please get out of my room. Go. So yeah, I don't know. Get up and go out there. So what is the Queen? What did she say?
You guys are heading off to the Queen's place?
I think we have to. Yeah, we're probably heading there. I guess. Who is it? It's just me, Anto, and Delian.
I think everyone's going.
Yeah.
No one will be offering water to the 3 who had a great time. He's like, do you need some water, my friends? Because God, this hangover, it's hard.
It's okay. I'm gonna pat his head and then just take a swig of my fucking alcohol jug that I've got. It's in a water skin, but it's definitely not water.
You guys are right now in the waiting room again to see the Queen, right? As you guys have all found your way. It's taken about an hour or so to assemble you all.
Yeah.
You guys are like, it's like, passing by, like going through the city. It's like a giant mess. There's graffiti, rubbish and confetti and just celebration. Drunk people passed out in the street everywhere. That slavery has been abolished. Slaves come up and congratulate you on your way to the throne room as well. And you guys are now in the throne room to see the Queen. This is your moment. You guys get to talk and discuss before you're granted audience with the Queen.
Well,
How was your night?
Looks like you three had a very fun day yesterday.
Lovely.
It was a delightful time. I got some fun out of the way.
He
But
sold some of his leatherwork too.
Mm.
hey, it was a good business adventure, and gosh, this hangover.
Well, I'm sure Delian could do something for that hangover, but as
Lesser
Anyway,
restoration?
Wait, am I in like good sets of clothing, or am I just in leaves?
You're probably in leaves if you haven't ever had that much alcohol in your life. You're probably feeling it still.
Wait a second. I can druid craft some. As you see him like
What's a
druid
mismatch
craft
outfit
like
together?
make like an elegant outfit out of like vines and everything. He's like, there
doesn't
we go.
Druidcraft take like a minute to cast?
Yeah, you can do that while we're talking though.
Yeah. Put together what though? That's the thing.
When the druid makes his own beer.
Does
So-
anyone have any idea of why we're being summoned?
Well, from what I heard from the guards, they said some people are here from out of town looking to speak with y'all. And I guess me, now that am I part of the Odyssey?
I
Wish.
Yeah, sweet.
yeah, I mean,
If you're around to bash some
you can
darkness.
walk away if you'd want, but
Yeah, but where's the fun in that?
yeah, exactly. That's
Y'all are
the-
already lighting shit on fire. I like this.
Hmm.
Well, you're not right. You're not wrong on that one. Yeah.
Why are we trusting people knowing that we have assassins after Julian? We should prepare for the worst.
We're seeing the queen. I don't know why I'm speaking. I don't. Go ahead.
No, it's
Are
fine.
you talking in regard to our new companion?
No,
offense.
the queen. I assume nothing can be wrong with the queen, right? But however, royalty
was-
is corrupt as
Well, if anything, the queen had listened to us. She had brought a large enough group
Mhm.
against Rashad and was very on board for helping us because the church has paid the services of the queen and given a lot of money to them.
Mhm.
She's a very trustful woman from what I've seen, albeit she may be very, I don't know, it's nobility is how they are.
odd.
Odd. I think there's some history that Delian has had before I showed up to know. Something along the lines of her husband becoming a vampire or something, and death, a lot of destruction or something. I'm not sure, but she's trustable. I trust her at least. She has good intentions. She wanted to end slavery. If anything, we can at least hear her out or hear whoever is she's bringing in. I don't know who this person is.
But if there's a fight to be had, I got my trusty old axe here. We can handle it.
Okay.
Well,
The
I
door-
could always cast a tornado into the building. That would be funny.
We
We're
need to talk about
inside. I don't think adding weather to the inside is good.
we need to talk about your subtlety because
Well, I can't really use vines because there's no. Wait a second. Are there plants around here? No.
doors were opening, if I recall.
Doors are
Looking for
opening.
plants.
Doors are opening.
The door
Doors are opening.
opens up, and as Commander Mudteeth comes out, a grizzled veteran warrior and a captain of the guard, he comes up to Anto, and he looks into Anto, and he's like, "I want to congratulate you personally
What I do?
for freeing the slaves."
Ah, you would like to congratulate our leader, right?
No.
That way.
No. He looks at you from one soldier to another.
I'm not a soldier.
Shut up and take the compliment.
He puts his hand on your shoulder. He says, "Today you are. And you're a hero."
kind of being forced on being. Uh,
Lucky.
it was my pleasure then.
The Queen will see you now. There is a guest that has come from the south.
Okay.
Uh,
Anything else?
This way. And he walks into the throne room.
quickly, Monty. Who would be the guest from the south specifically?
His name.
He's already kind of like, as you try to grab his attention, he's like, this way, Lord Bonnet.
I'm just gonna look at Barnum and Booker.
I'm going to use minor illusion to write this out in the air like subtitles behind my teeth, so he's not seeing us. Say this as I just is Mud Teeth acting strange? Question mark.
Can I talk in private? A
quick
I
huddle.
do not have it.
Mud Teeth coughs a little bit. This way.
Why do I feel like we're walking into a trap?
I always feel like I'm walking into a trap, but that's because I don't trust people. Let's go. I'm gonna walk in.
I tighten a thing on my jacket and cast mage armor just casually. Your daily mage armor, you know.
You guys come into the room.
Yeah.
Slowly.
You guys come in and you see Nona Vigil sitting up on the throne with her crown. And below in the chamber, you see a familiar woman. You look as you see a beautiful sea elf before you. You're struck by her ethereal, graceful presence.
After begins to turn around in 180.
I'm guessing this is good just by the way he went, oh.
I mean, there's only a few people that come from the south, and they're not.
Kraken emerges.
Okay, sorry, continue.
Her skin shimmers like the surface of the sea, with hues of turquoise and emerald that seem to dance in the light. Her hair is long and flowing, the color of golden sand and adorned with the seashells and pearls. Her eyes, deep and piercing, the color of the ocean at its darkest depths. And they seem to hold wisdom and mystery you can't quite fathom.
I'm immediately taken.
I start walking away.
Milady.
Oh goodness.
I'll wait outside.
Your Anto and our guest would like to speak with the Odyssey.
Oh, she is pretty.
The guards kind of do the thing where they like put the things in between as you try to leave, like the two like pikes like kind of cross as you try to leave.
It kind of in my way over here. I'm trying to walk outside.
The guard looks at you sternly. He's like, "You supposed to stay here, Lord Anto."
That's sketch at all.
This is
by order of the. They just try to like whisper very discreetly. This is order of the Queen.
Guys, let's stay with the pretty women.
I'm just a guard. Don't worry about it, man. Just let me pass. Come on.
She says, as you guys kind of come in, as Barn comes in, she says, "I felt the curse being broken from Delian, and you have fulfilled your quest. There is good in you. I have come to congratulate you." Siracross says.
Take a courtesy bow. With gratitude, I accept such high esteem from yourself.
Booker kind of does one of those like half like bows. I'm just very unsure of what to do. Thank you.
Seeing the visions of the slave children being branded, finally, pulled on your heartstrings. But you did something good. She like looks sternly over at Delian. Delian stoically looks back. Because he's not here.
Thank God.
Guys,
Thank
Oh God.
we missed a dialogue branch, guys. We
Uh,
gotta
As
go back.
Disappointing.
expected.
Well, your Majesty.
We hold our promises. Sounds like a
I
Billion
billion.
saw- I saw all the flowers in the street when I was flying here, Gnome. You finally kept your promise and freed the slaves.
I always keep my promises. Some are harder than others. I try my best. That's all you can do is your best.
I am not fully convinced that this is a step in the right direction. As I will tell you and the Queen, I once watched this great city from the sea. But slavery existed here for a long time. Before, when the darkness came, and after the darkness came. The seas are no longer safe, but they are safer only a little bit now that the slave ships will no longer come here, and the Lynx and their evil ways have been banished.
Well, I understand your concern. And for me, it's liberating because obviously being from the null branch of tieflings, I deal with the most racism. I have to work twice as hard as my other brothers are because nulls are always controlled by goblins, and so because I'm part null, a lot of people look down on me because we have to work twice as hard than an average adventurer. That's why I free slaves. That's why I do the good that I do because I was born with a blessed life of being adopted by nobles, and I just find it disgusting that I had a lack of luxury where my own kind is always used as slaves. So hopefully we can end slavery everywhere.
What do you plan on doing now? You say that the cities aren't safe, but wouldn't it be preferred if you were with Stormbrook rather than just generally outside of it?
Are you a native here, Archmage?
Sadly, no.
Then why should I allow my allegiance to be given to this city when your allegiance lies elsewhere?
Well, it's not the general city that I'm a liege to. It's to the good of mankind. To protect what's right, I suppose, and help those who are in need.
Before the darkness came, there were 4 great cities. This is only one of them. To the east, that city is still under the rule of slavery itself. And as you felt it, the great tremors in the sea, the darkness is reawoken. It will only be a matter of time, I fear, she looks to the Queen, that the seat of Stormbrook will be once occupied by an orc, as the great hordes of Bool will overrun it once again. And how will you, Archmage, stop this?
Well, why ask me by myself? I'm not.
I am asking the Odyssey. Prove it to me. That you are worthy of my attention. The thousands of souls here that need to be protected. It looks like you all had a pleasant night with your debauchery.
First of all, I am insulted by that comment alone. But to continue on, are you not one of your own word yourself? We have made good on ours, and I do believe that you were going to assist us with a certain creature of darkness that you had a allegiance, or as you like to put it, a mutual respect with before. Leviathan.
Kills you.
I'm flustered right now.
I mean, I am
Oh.
too, but I'm not saying anything. She's just stupid. I'm just pretty.
She has such low opinion of us all after all we've done.
It is the
I'm
bare
new here.
minimum, Barnon, that slavery should not exist when you have the power to end it. And the Queen, under your sage advice, had allowed it to stay for too long, if I'm not mistaken.
And we have yet to see the economic ramifications of it. This is surely a great night of celebration, but in the long run, it's going to be at a great cost.
I haven't not forgotten my word I was supposed to keep with you, Barnon, as you are right.
Excellent. That is all I care for. And your opinion of us, but that's just for myself.
From my pool, I scry on these creatures, sensing where they're at and what they're doing. Seeing where forces of great evil exist, they wish to destroy them. End it, so the kingdom of man may return. She looks over at Anto.
I'm turning my back. I'm looking to the exit at the moment. I'm trying to avoid eye contact.
Still negotiating with the guards. Let me out.
Let me out,
Dude,
please.
50 gold. 50 gold is how high I'm willing to go. Let me out.
50 gold is all I have.
More than that, I've been tossing you coins every so often.
Hey, did you pay Quill for the book?
Oh, I have less than 50.
I'm gonna step up. Well, my illustrious lady, I have just joined this group, and they have already done wonders beyond what I have ever seen across these lands. Hell, have you not looked around this city? There's a library. I don't know what a library is, but they have one now. And surely this power that this group holds that I'm now a part of shows now that the slavery is gone, we have power to make changes.
What changes will you make?
I should look over the rest of them.
Destruction of darkness.
Booker, what changes are we making?
If I recall correctly, we are to eradicate the darkness.
Well, yes, that
Yes,
should be
yes,
on
yes,
everyone's
yes.
list.
Well, yes, that's what we're doing. We're taking it step by step as best as we can. We have a few things on our agenda.
And how will you, Archmage, destroy the darkness when those of the past Archmages died in the Great War?
Well, those archmages didn't have a tiefling with a battle axe.
I haven't asked them, but I'm sure I can ask them if they did. Well, I assume
We have friendship.
the regrowth of the Archmage of Colors might help get the circle back to being a circle rather than a crescent.
Archmages are selfish, and they seek only power of magic which they cannot hope to comprehend.
Again with the insults.
I'm just gonna look at Booker.
That's the old Archmages. I understand you come from a time before us, but you need to understand that times do change.
I see that. What is your plan then?
Well, as much as I would love to.
And how can you prove to me that you will continue to do good?
Well, I swear on my life and on my last name Pebbles that I will make sure this party will do good. And if they don't, well,
Thousands have given their lives fighting the darkness. One life is not enough. I need plans and action, not mere quips.
We'll we'll get those plans. It literally was yesterday we just ended slavery. I mean,
Yes, we literally did what you asked
I mean,
yesterday.
from our conversations, I do believe there are plans. I heard, I don't know what I heard actually,
It's okay.
but we have plans.
Yeah, it is too soon to ask us to give you a list of demands of what we are going to do in the future. It is very quite soon.
Since you're asking for a list, is there one you specifically hold higher, more important, that we should kind of take over first?
The creatures of the deep, the ones you seek, Banon, they serve the darkness as well. Those that wish to destroy man and keep the shackle on it, slavering and suffering, like a boot, stomping on the face forever. If you wish to destroy this nemesis, I think its lair has retreated. But we can seek it out if you wish.
Oh, I do wish. Very much so. Especially with your assistance.
I will aid you in this task. But if I aid you here, the city might be unprotected. And with the forces of darkness arising, we should not venture too far away. At least one of us should not. The Odyssey is powerful enough. There are now thousands of souls which we must take care of. And if we linger too closely to the places where men dare not tread, we may find ourselves, she looks over at Gnome, without our lives.
I understand that. But we need to do our best to defeat the small bits of the darkness, you know? They have already tried to kill Dillian. We have 3 assassins that we know of. One is a goblin, one is a robot, and one I didn't really get a good look at, but there's 3 assassins. You're muted.
Clark.
Oh, yes, Clark. Yes, I assume
Oh, yeah.
Clark.
Right.
Strongest
The
German,
nemesis.
yes.
Get.
See, we need to
No, it's me.
look out for these assassins and try to split them up because they killed Dillian in like 2 strikes.
Well, even a god can die.
Yeah, image be goddess. Unless Delian's a. Yeah, never mind. Semantics.
God damn it.
Fine, take.
She. Trying to think what you would say to that, Gnome. Gnome, she says, you have angered many forces. And I am sure it is only a matter of time before the forces of the darkness converge onto you, as they have to the heroes of old. And none of them remained in the Great War. The Lynx are a powerful organization. They use their money and influence to hire the best assassins. They're called the Faceless Ones, or the Nameless Ones. They could be anywhere, at any time. And you'll need to have the heart and eyes of a dragon to spot them. You must beware of who you let into your inner circle, for these times are dangerous, and the night grows darker.
I agree with that. We need to be wary who we trust, and I have a little bit of a new trick that I always wanted to test out, which you could help me out a little bit, because there's a spell that I like to experiment that helps me control elements in a way where it doesn't harm me, but I'm curious if I can give it to others.
She seems a little distracted as she notices something. Anto makes a sleight of hand roll.
God.
I roll a 26 on her perception.
Wait, what?
Come on, natural 20, baby. Come on.
Not even the natural 20 is going to save me on that
You
one.
roll with advantage from Diver.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Diver gave you disadvantage.
Huh?
And then Yes, and then it was
Well, quick,
canceled
give him
out by
advantage.
waiver. Waywar gave you so Diver roll straight up. I'm sorry, Anto roll straight up, sleight of hand.
That's straight up, sleight of hand.
You rolled a 20. I saw it. Oh, no, that was Gnome. I'm sorry. Okay. Minus 3.
Oh!
She noticed you, Anto. She's like, what is wrong with your hand? Come here, Anto.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everything's peachy over here.
She walks closer to you.
I tried to push the cards away.
As you try to push the
Run.
guards away, you're like, "Ugh." You push the guards, and the guards are like, stop it, Anto. You're in the presence of the queen. Be nice.
If you don't want to lose your teeth, let me have right now.
As you do it, you feel the hand of the Acericross come onto you, and she like turns you around, and she says, "What is this?" And she like gestures to your like Napoleonic complex.
This is my chest. You referring to my chest?
And she tries to like take your arm out from hiding as she notices it. Do you let her?
No.
Make a athletics roll.
Is Anto
You're fighting a
okay?
dragon.
He's about to fight a dragon.
Athletics.
He's trying to
Mini
We've
arm
done this
wrestle.
before.
trying to arm wrestle.
19.
Rolling pretty good. I roll a 22. She pulls it out. I rolled pretty high though. I rolled an 18 because she's not proficient in athletics. So she pulls out your arm, and she's like, "I told you this was barbaric. What did you do this for?"
Oh,
It's my option to do it. You're making too much of a scene of this. Don't worry about it.
She looks to the rest of Odyssey. See what I mean? How can we fight the
Totally
darkness with a man with one hand?
Anto, what the fuck is this?
Don't worry, I'm
What
treating
did
him in
you-
one-handed combat. We have a plan. It's fine. There's a plan. There's a plan. We have a plan.
This is crude and barbaric. This is a pound of flesh, and the slaves were free. What in the hell? How are we supposed to fight the darkness when we have a one-handed fighter? And she like puts her hand down in disgust.
I
His
don't care
skill-
what you say, because honestly, I told you I was going to do it anyways. So,
His skill is not based on having two hands. Have you seen this man fight with a sword? He only needs
Yeah.
one hand.
Yes, with two hands he fights with the sword.
Actually,
You
does
fight with
need
it
both.
two-handed?
no, I don't. What are
Okay.
you talking about, Booker?
Booger.
I knew a man like this in the Great War. He lost a hand as well. His name was Jaime Lannister.
Damn it.
Sorry.
Oh, it's
I had to do it.
that war.
I had to do
Oh
it.
god.
One more.
I
Oh,
had
there's
to do it,
another one.
guys.
Is that crossover right here?
It was a secret war. We
I
don't
gotta
talk
find
about
that fucking thing where he gets his hand cut off now.
The gif is somewhere in there.
Yes, definitely. She says to you, she's like, looks over at Barnon, sort of disappointed. She says, "How are we supposed to fight the Kraken with this disobedience?"
He'll manage.
I'm sorry, but it's just me. Not
You'll
everybody
manage being
lost an
Kraken
arm.
food. That thing, you know how many fishes that thing eats every day? Just opens its giant maw, swimming through the ocean. Thousands of fish.
Look, you want a plan. Savine says she has a plan for it. It'll
I
work
have a
out.
plan. I have a
I
plan.
have already been reconciled by this plan myself.
Fearful.
Well, Bonin, when you do have a plan, whatever it may be, you know where to find me. I will be close by in my
Well,
lair.
my plan was for you to help us find the Kraken, since it has moved layer, and then we will deal with it from there.
Well, Delian kind of looks over at you, Barna, and she says, "If you want to, I can scry on it. Try to find it."
Never mind.
We do have a scroll.
We'll deal without you.
Well, no, don't. Hold on. Now, hold on.
It is not like men and these creatures and mortals to think they are themselves above the gods.
Oh,
I
no, I
understand.
do not. I simply fuck around, as you said when we first came in.
Exactly. And she says, "You know where to find me, Barnon. I'll be protecting these people while you are off
Well,
gallivanting and whoring about."
That was
of
only one
course.
night. It was only one night.
Sure.
She's
She like kind of
regardless.
listens to heart and Barnon's heartbeat. You know, her like perception is like crazy high, right?
Oh.
You know, she begins to leave. You guys want to ask her anything before she leaves? She's kind of pissed at Barnon.
Why are you such a bitch?
There's so many things I really want to say, but it's a dragon, and I just.
Make it good. Make
She's
it
been
smart.
only a disappointment.
I will want to say something real quick.
Whoa! Well, now hold on. Don't insult her.
Nah, it's not an insult.
We don't know yet.
It's not
We
an insult.
don't know yet.
It's
Start
not an
preparing.
insult.
I mean,
Oh.
she's a dragon. She can probably take it.
Start
Yeah.
casting.
It's like I don't know, Usurkers. Like I thought more of you, and I'm disappointed in the way that you act. You act like a spoiled child, honestly. So,
I think that runs in the family.
yes,
Oh. Say that too
the
loud.
apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Honestly, I guess. You tried to insult me. This was my own decision, and I will prove to you that I don't need two hands to be able to survive in this world. And I certainly do not need your help. If you want to go and scurry away, you can just go ahead and leave.
Well, Anto. She comes up and she like fiercely looks you in the eyes. She says, "What is your plan then? You don't want me to scurry away and leave. What should we do? How will you defeat the darkness with one hand?"
We're all a team right now, so we all
You-
watch each other's back. It
I've
seems
seen
like
countless of confident men like yourselves die in the midst of battle.
yeah, that's what's going on. You've seen you by yourself. You don't have a family, you don't have a group, you're all alone, so you don't know what it feels like to have somebody watch over your back. That's what's going on right now. You don't know anything of the world. You're like closed off at the freaking ocean, and you just came out because we forced you to do it, and then you're trying to find more complaints and insult me on my own decisions. And then you insult everybody here, like they go and celebrate having some fun in the night. What? You never have fun in the night before? Is that what's going
No.
on?
I don't.
God.
Anto does have a point.
Well, that's so sad.
Nobody's to go in Draconic and be like, maybe you just need a fun night with someone that knows how to make you happy and then tell us how you feel. Maybe you just need to get some of that unintended rage out on someone.
She looks back at you and like kind of disgust, and she says back in Draconic, she says, "I cannot sleep around like you folks while evil walks the earth and slavery still exists throughout the land." And she switches back to Common. She's like, "If you truly believe, begin to free all the cities, one by one, end slavery and bring the might of man back to what their former glory is, then Anto. If you're truly that powerful, or maybe you'll be like the thousands before, that will both had two hands at least, and died with honor and dignity."
I will not even listen to you on your demands right now because you lost me already. I don't even care about you anymore.
The darkness lives on despair like your own Antos. You
This
make
is
the
not
darkness.
despair, because right now what I'm starting to look at, the way that I see that I lost my arm is I made a decision. I made a vow to myself. I have a pride to keep, and I see that as hope in me. You see it as some kind of like disgust. Like what? What do you call that again? Darkness, like despair. You just don't know anything. That's all you know, actually. Just despair. That's all you know. You don't know anything. You're an ignorant. You might live a long life, but you don't know anything.
Her eyes like water up a little bit as you say that, and she's like, she just like grits her teeth in anger, and she storms out.
You
Enjoy
need
it.
to be a lot gentler with women, you know.
Someone go get her. She's vulnerable right now. Go get her. Comfort her.
Enjoy your ivory tower.
No more run and try to get her.
And
Wow.
that's where we'll begin the session this game.
Anto, you have earned.
Oh my God.
Anto, high five.
Oh no, God.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
Here, let me
Look
up
what's
for
on
50
there,
gold.
bugger.
I froze on that one a little bit because I did not expect the eyes to go teary. Now I feel bad.
Fucking 180 and a
I
360 at the same time.
God.
fucking Anto cut off his hand and then just talked off to a dragon. Just
I
God, what the
love
fuck
this.
happened to Anto?
Cut off his hand. That's what happened.
Actually, Asbo, as she's leaving, I'm going to grab her and I'm going to say, like, you cannot leave the court. You're supposed to be here with the queen.
Ooh.
Oh,
I'm stepping in the way of the dragon. I don't give a fuck, really.
We'll deal with that next time, I think.
We'll deal with that. We'll deal with that in the next one.
Oh man.
Aw.
Freeze frame.
My one good hand.
Yep, that's me. I bet you're wondering how I got into this
He
situation.
grabs her with the stump.
You
The
know,
stump says stop.
you can't back this up.
wait a second. Did he cut off the hand that you jack off with? So now you have a bad hand.
Good heavens.
This session was gold.
That was such like a turn. That
Why?
was great.
Why do you guys make the asexual do this sexual stuff? I'm like, push buttons. I don't know how this works.
Leather working?
Anyone?
It was plants. Why are you calling it leatherworking?
Wait, can you actually do leather working?
Yes, I asked.
Oh, you could totally make book bags for Quill in
Yes.
the library. Also, Savvy wants to see the library now. Now that she's heard of like the word, she doesn't know what it is. She just wants to see what it is.
Right.
It's a library, guys.
Oh my God.
It's status.
Well, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Oh, it's
Oh,
fun.
great having you.